What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in. Is that great? Lotion. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. What up, B? B Nicole is in the building. I wonder what the title 5 hours is about. Says self-made forever. Well, let me break it down for you. That's how much time they recommending that you get to the airport in order to be able to make your flight out of Houston. That's where the title come from. They saying that you should get there at least 5. Steel City Muscle, what up? 5 hours. What up, OG? 5 hours ahead of time to make your flight, possibly make your flight, and not completely miss it because of Congress. Yep. Sabrina says, I like 6 a.m. flights, ain't no way. Okay, well, let me share it with you. How about we go ahead and just get it popping, and I'll share with you exactly what's happening out of these airports, like Houston in particular. This is what they own.
Guys, I literally just got to the airport, and when I tell you, stay at home. If you live in Houston and you have a flight today and it is not mandatory and it is leisure, do not come here. I'm literally on my way back home. I've turned around. There is a 4-hour wait in every terminal. It says 30 to an hour on the internet. They're lying. There are ICE agents everywhere. So if you're not a citizen or you got some illegal things going on or whatever, y'all, stay your ass home too. Because I don't want nothing bad to happen to nobody. And that shit is crazy. When I tell you, like, I've never in my life, and I travel. Y'all know I travel a lot. That is probably the craziest experience I've ever had. And to just see the disappointment in so many people's faces and how flustered and frustrated so many people were, it really made me sad. Because some people probably have work and have to get home or like get to a loved one, or like there's so many different things you have to travel for, and Houston is not the place right now.
The line to get to the security gates starts here, subterranean levels, several floors underground. The line to get to the TSA checkpoint is hundreds and hundreds of yards long. That's just the underground part. We haven't even gotten above ground yet. To get to the next level, you have to go up several escalators just to get to the middle section of this line. And again, you're still nowhere close to the TSA security checkpoint. This is the second level. This is normally the arrival area, baggage claim, and it is filled with lines that snake their way back and forth through across this level, all the way and continuing until you get to another escalator here in hopes of getting closer to the TSA checkpoint. So once you've made it up the escalator, you're now into the main part of the terminal, the lobby. This is the check-in area. And again, you're seeing lines hundreds and hundreds of yards long, snaking their way through the entire lobby of this terminal. And this is the back. Again, we are not close to the front of the TSA checkpoint. So if you've made it this far into this line, there's a sign telling you 250 minutes.
I hear you, K. Cooper. I hear you. You keep telling me to leave the gray alone. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. But you know what else ain't ready? You know what else is not ready? Congress is not ready to fund Homeland Security, in which TSA is a part of, that then allows for you guys to be able to travel successfully and they still collecting a paycheck. That's what's not ready. They are saying that you have to go through all of that. Hundreds. Man, I've seen people say that it's over a mile long. Some of these airports that stretch all the way into the parking lot from outside. That's just to get through TSA. That they be shutting down, pre-check, clear. Now, this is at Houston, right? Houston obviously is one of the main airports, one of the busier airports. They say that Atlanta is very, very bad also. There's some airports that you good in because, you know, it's not a main hub in which, you know, you have to deal with a lot of the bad logistics, or, you know, you got to do a lot of stopover flights, carryovers. I heard DC is pretty bad also. And so the Trump administration has now deployed ICE agents over to these airports. But remember, you had to go through all of that, to eventually get to the point to where it's going to take you at least 250 minutes. Now, for those of us that like to do mental math, 60 is 1 hour, 120 is 2 hours, 180 is 3 hours, 240 is 4 hours. That's at that point. Then it says 250 minutes at that point in the day. So 4 hours and 10 minutes is the estimated wait time at that point to get to wherever it is that you need to get to. That's crazy. They saying to get to the airport at least 4 to 5 hours early. Some people are reporting that, you know what some people doing? Some people are spending the night in the airport. What does that look like, Anton? So let's say, for example, you got a flight tomorrow at 8 p.m. Or let's go better than that. Let's say you got a flight tomorrow at about 1 to 2 p.m. Then that means that I would head to the airport shortly after this live stream just so I can get through TSA. It may take me anywhere from 4 to 8 hours in some airports to get through TSA. And then I spend the night at my gate so that I can catch my flight the next day. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And you know who's the culprit of this? Congress. Congress. I'm amazed that people are not outraged at Congress right now for Hakeem Jeffries to have no pressure is insane to me. For whoever your local congressperson, if you are a Democrat, to be comfortably catching a paycheck while TSA agents, over 400 TSA agents at this point, has quit their jobs. The rest of them are calling off because they are not getting a paycheck. They're about to miss their third paycheck. Remember, they get paid every 2 weeks. They're about to miss their third paycheck, and now we got ICE having to subsidize TSA, in which the TSA agents are still at the airport. If you fly out of the airport, y'all, I want you to remember this. When you go to the airport, I don't care if you go today, I don't care if you go tomorrow, I don't care if you go on the weekend. When you go to the airport, people that are dressed in blue, the TSA agents, they're not getting paid. They haven't been paid in over a month and a half. And who knows how long they will get paid, because everybody is not outraged because it's only a partial shutdown. What does that mean? That means that the majority of the government is open and funded. Everybody's still getting their food stamps. Everybody's still getting their Section 8. I don't think that anybody should eat. No food stamps, no Section 8, no SNAP benefits, no nothing. Just like on Paid in Full. Nobody should get paid if TSA and the workers, or nobody should get nothing extra, no social services, no benefits, no nothing, unless everybody get paid that do their job. That's just the rules of the game. There's no way that social services should be distributed if people are not getting paid, that are going to work every day, that are responsible for no death threats, for no bombs coming through, for no ISIS, for no sleeper cells, for the safety of us getting on a plane. Nobody should be getting nothing free. No government handouts, no services, no nothing. April 1st, everything should be an April Fool's joke. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. So basically, people are spending a whole day in the airport so that they can catch their flight the next day. And I know that a lot of us are privileged because some of us is traveling just for leisure, right? Some of us is going to a place so that we can go to a festival, or so that we can go and hang out, or so we can go gamble in Vegas, or so we can go get some California sunshine, or so we can go and see the Great Canyon. Some of us is just out here having a good time. Others of us is traveling for work. Some people are traveling to see family. Some people have life events and they got to get to a certain place. It's a lot of situations where it's people setting up shop and they doing their job remotely from the airport and hoping that they can get some good Wi-Fi. The Delta lounges, the Sapphire lounges, all of them are overwhelmed in certain areas because people have to stand in line and basically spend a night at TSA. Now they have to implement all of the rules, because you used to be able to get by and skate through. Now you can't go into the Delta lounge at least 3 hours before your flight because because the airports is too busy. The airports is too busy. And it's all because of Congress. Remember that as we watch these videos, it's all because of Congress.
Who knows if that's even accurate at this point, but now you're in the final stretch here of getting to the TSA checkpoint area.
Good morning. So to anyone traveling out of Houston Intercontinental Airport today, I have some updates for you. So number one, Terminal E will be closed for TSA pre-check starting at 10 a.m. Okay, there'll be no pre-check, no clear at Terminal E. Also at Terminal C, pre-check is already closed and shut down and no clear as well. If you're flying out of Intercontinental Airport, domestic, it doesn't matter where you're going. Please give yourself a minimum of 4 hours. You need a minimum of 4 hours in order to get through security. Now, right now, I'm gonna show you what the lines look like now at this hour in 1 second so that you can take a look. I'm telling you, you need a minimum of 4 hours. So if you wanna make your flight,
Somebody said, who do we report this to? Y'all got to call y'all Democratic Congress people. You need to find out who your congressperson is in your district and call them and say, hey, listen, you need to vote to get this open. Y'all got access. Y'all can reach out to your congressperson. They are public servants. They serve you. They work for you. If the Congress people are not doing what they're supposed to do, then it's because we not putting enough pressure on them. I call.
Here.
For people who don't know how bad it is, describe what you've been.
I'm going to say the
probably a mile long.
Behind me is the start of the TSA line here. It spans 3 different floors. Right now, it seems like the wait times are approximately 3 hours, but I've met people who have gotten here 4, 5 hours before their flight. And I've met at least a handful of families who say their plan is to get through TSA screening and security, spend the night at their gate, and then take off tomorrow for their flights.
I walk in the airport and you can like feel everyone's like emotions.
I think it's outrageous. Pay TSA. It's important to pay TSA.
I got here 3 hours and I don't think it's going to be quite enough. It's chaotic based on lack of communication.
There's a lot of confusion here. Folks who are concerned that they're going to be missing their flights. There are folks who got here 4, 5 hours before their flight. I've never seen anything like this. ICE officer. Some folks in line tell me that's a little bit scary. They don't understand what they're doing here. The Department of Homeland Security is deploying hundreds of ICE officers who they say will be assisting in helping to expedite screening at airports with hotspots. You could see behind me they're using traffic cones and caution tape.
Mrs. Bailey says, honestly, I'm surprised more TSA agents haven't quit by now. A $0 check is diabolical. All right, well, let's evaluate that. Let's talk about it, right? On one hand, you can say, well, why haven't they quit by now? Because they still working and they still going to get paid, but they just get back pay. So they get it all back at one time once the federal government is over. But here's the better question. What else are they going to do? Most people don't have enough money to even be able to make it through. So what else is they going to do? Everybody not hustlers. Everybody don't have a second and third income. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, well, what else am I going to do outside of going here? And eventually, hopefully, I can get it paid. So usually what they'll do is they'll have a bridge. Because if you could have got a different job, then you probably already would have. The people that's there is up and stuck. They up and stuck. You know what I'm saying? What else are they going to do? What else is there to do? You can go DoorDash, you can go Grubhub, Uber Eats, all of that stuff. You could do that if you want to. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, to be honest with you.
In order to create makeshift lines. What would you tell others who are heading to the airport for their flight?
4 hours early.
4 hours early. Yeah.
I came 2 hours early. Now I'm not going to even be close.
If you're not going to be close and you came 2 hours early, what are you doing still standing in line? You might as well go home and get some sleep, big dog. You might as well go home and get some sleep.
The lines are horrible, but Houston has really nice people, so it makes the time go faster.
Now in Terminal E, and you can see here it says standard screening 180 minutes for all gates.
It's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. This is one of the reasons why I be saying that I want to fly private. Economically, it does not make sense for me to fly private at this point. It doesn't. It don't make sense. Financially, it just don't make sense to fly private right now. But boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, one of my motivations is to never be held up or held down or being prevented from doing what I want to do because of some nonsense like this. Because if you fly somewhere, you got to take that into consideration. This is the other part that people don't talk about. Now you subjected to what the heck is going on with your Congress people. Hi, my name is Anton Daniels, and I just kind of want to complain a little bit about the fact that the government is still being partially shut down. And I know that this is my congressperson, and so I'm trying to figure out how can I get some visibility into this issue, because I really need to get to my destination, and I feel as though my Democratic congressperson is not working on my behalf. How can I file this complaint?
Well, I can take it down and then I can pass it along.
Okay, so what is it that I need to tell you?
I just need your name and your address or your zip code just to confirm that you're a constituent.
I'm sorry? What do you need?
Your name and your address or your zip code to confirm that you're a constituent.
Okay. I don't want to give my exact address, but I can give my zip code.
That's fine.
My name is Anton Daniels, Anton.
Okay, use it.
48226.
Okay. Yeah. And I just essentially pass on the message that putting pressure on to do something about reopening the government.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
How hard is it for y'all to do that? Somebody said Anton is in Karen mode. Am I? Or do they work for me? I don't know if y'all realize this, but y'all gonna have to understand, and I need this to get through y'all head very, very quickly. The police works for you. You pay taxes, and they are supposed to be your representation. Congress works for you. The House works for you. Your city council, they work for you. Your mayor, they work for you. The police chief, they work for you. And if you don't call, and it doesn't even take, I just wanted to give you that as an example, because I called yesterday. If you don't call and file a complaint, spend a minute and a half, 2 minutes of your time. What's up, Montina? If you don't spend a minute and a half to make your voice heard, if you don't even know who your representation is, then what good is this? What's the point? What is the point of having people that serve you because they know that they can do whatever they want to because they're not getting no pressure from the people? I'm just saying, like, I don't think that that's unreasonable for me to call my congressperson and say, hey, listen, I don't like the fact that the government is still closed and I would like for you to do something. And if you get enough people to call, then guess what? They're going to start to feel the heat, and then they're going to start to make some differences and some changes. But no, we only time we're going to get active is if we think that some racist lady at Wendy's messed up our order. Then we're going to pull out the phone. We're going to go full blown. I want to cancel your business and you're a racist white person and all of this other type of stuff. We don't even know who the franchisee that own that business. We only going to show up. We a protest if somebody get killed in front of a gas station. We going to protest if I don't know, something stupid. You'll be out there all night long in front of a Tesla dealership. You ain't got no money to buy no Tesla. You ain't got a dime to buy a Tesla right now. Be on social media all day. Be on Clubhouse all night. But you can't take 2 minutes. You don't even know right off the top of your head who your most people don't even know off the top of their head who their congressperson is. Can't take 2 minutes to make a simple phone. They answer the phone. You know why they answer the phone? Because they know that in your community, in your culture, ain't nobody calling anyway. So it don't even make no difference. Most of us don't want to do anything until something happens to us. Then we want some justice. You don't want to get in touch with who your congressperson is until you get stuck over in Dubai because you was talking too much and they got you locked up in jail. Now you want to call your congressperson. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, and that's what we do. We like to shame each other. Anton is in full Karen mode. Nah. Mm-mm. I just believe in getting my money's worth. And I pay a lot. Heck of a way to open up the show, but we just had to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some of these cash apps and super chats, and then we're going to get to some more of the show. We're going to deep dive. First and foremost, let me just let y'all know that I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I think that y'all are the greatest group of people on the face of this earth. If it wasn't for y'all being so supportive of what we doing over here, I wouldn't even be on the internet, on no social media platform. So I appreciate y'all. Mike, that dude in the building, I appreciate Mike, that dude, always holding me down. Curtis Taylor in the building. Today's music motivation, Nas, What the F, Shaking My Head, King Disease 3. Nah, I'm on that Minx of Miami right now. I'm just really stuck on that. And Dame Dot. Shout out to Dame Dot here in Detroit. Shout out to Jesse B. I appreciate you, Jesse B. Rashawn says, in on a plane right now on my way home from Phoenix. And I took the 6 in the morning flight and I got to my gate in 15 minutes. Shout out to Phoenix. And you probably need to do that earlier flight because you don't have as much traffic. Hillary Shelton from my area in Grand Rapids, Michigan, just called. Shout out to Curtis Taylor. If you have a Democratic congressperson, put pressure on them. I was at the Lakers game last night. It was a great game. Pistons won again. Shout out to everybody that ran up to me, that kicked it with me in person, that said, what up, though? Detroit loved me, and I love Detroit back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my girl, Just a Brown Girl in America. I appreciate you, baby girl. Baby girl. Lots of people came and kicked it with me at the game yesterday. Shout out to my Pistons. Shout out to Jared Jack. I love my dog, Jared Jack. Shout out to Tobias Harris, my dog. I appreciate you, Tobias. Shout out to Tobias Harris. Yeah. Pistons won again, and we didn't even have Cade. I did a why is my voice messing up? Maybe because I was yelling too much yesterday. Me and Stephen A. Smith, we talked for well over an hour yesterday. We did a pre-record. I don't know when it's going to be released. Also, I got an upcoming recording video. I'm shooting it exclusively with Stephen A. Smith for my Patreon members. Upcoming Stephen A. Smith interview for the Bag Chasers and the Patreon members. All right? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. And it's pinned to the top of the chat. All right? So I don't know when that's going to be released, but it was a good conversation. That's all I'm going to say. It was a good conversation. Somebody said, what you doing to pre-record? It just means that we recorded it off. Like, it's not live stream. And then it's going to be released separately. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. We had a phenomenal conversation yesterday. Very, 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 very phenomenal conversation yesterday. Big things is coming. Big things is happening. And big things is coming. Philip said that he admit that he likes to play both sides. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. You got to see it for yourself. Just a Brown Girl from America says, you didn't let his butt off the hook, did you? You got to watch it. It's Tonio Taylor says that you and Stephen A. Smith debate. We did. We debated. We debated fiercely. We debated fiercely. We debated culture, black culture. We debated Jasmine Crockett. We debated politics. We debated Trump. We talked John Fetterman. We talked conservatives, Republicans, black people, haters. We talked the comedian. We talked a long time. We debated fiercely. 781 says, what's your perspective on Stephen A after the sit down? My perspective on Stephen A after, well, I'm gonna let y'all know. Whenever he drop it, I'll let y'all know that he dropped it. We did talk the Knicks and the Pistons. We talked Detroit versus New York. What is my perspective on Stephen A after the sit down? I have a lot of respect for Stephen A after the sit down. And one of the reasons why I have so much respect is because he invited me on his platform even after hearing my criticisms of him, right? He knew that he was a little bit out of his element as far as him stepping into my arena when it comes to culture and politics. And he even admitted it a little bit. And he's the expert when it comes to journalism and stuff like that, right? So my perspective on Stephen A is that I have a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect for Stephen A. I think that he's a trailblazer. I think that he's at the top of his field. I gave him his flowers also. And we can have disagreements about different things and still have a lot of respect for the other person. And so I have even more respect for Stephen A to be willing to engage me in that way and to show me love and to ask me questions. And you'll see, like, he gave me a lot of props. He was like, yo, I watch your stuff all the time. I love your show. I love what you got going on. He was like, bro, he was like, honestly, you should run. And so it was good. It was really, really good. It was really good. So y'all will see it. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. When you see it, I think you'll like it. I think you're going to love it. Will it be a part 2 interview with him? It will, but this time it's going to be on my platform. The first one is on his. The next one is going to be on mine. All right? All right? And let me just say this, and then we're going to get into the rest of the show. This is one of the reasons why it's important for us to stay focused. And this is another reason why I declared what I declared at the end of last week. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, that I was going to be 100% focused on what we need to focus on. Because we don't have time for low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit are a distraction from the things that we build. You let the pigs play in the mud and you spend all of your time focusing on running up a bag. Let everybody else focus on you. You focusing on the things that you need to take care of. You cannot, and I need to emphasize this to y'all so much, focus on what you got in front of you, up and forward. Even if you get a little bit distracted, get back in your lane and back on it. Don't get distracted. Don't focus on nothing we running up a crazy bag. Man, I got so much stuff that's on the horizon, so many things that I'm cooking up, so many opportunities, the growth strategy, the contacts, the networks that's reaching out to me and stuff like that. We don't have time to focus on low-hanging fruit, y'all. We got to focus on running up a bag and taking care of business. Let them do what they do. Let them stay at whatever their subscriber counts are and all of that. We got to take care of business. All right? Did you ever think you would be where you are now 10 years ago? I believe that, man. I've been telling the chat. Not only did I predict this, I believe that this is only a tip of the iceberg. I'm not even close to the place that I'm going to be and to the impact that I'm going to make. I'm not even close. I absolutely, positively believe that I can be anything and I'm going to be the greatest. When my time is done, I very much expect to be on the Mount Rushmore of great people and YouTubians, content creators, and Black people that run up a bag in this segment. I very much believe that I am going to be one of the greatest of all time. I'm not even close to what I'm going to take care of and where I'm going to be. Not even close. Shout out from Toronto, Canada. Love, brother. What up, John? Love to you, big dog. I appreciate you. Chase Barnes says, happy Tuesday, ADM peeps. I sent my complaint over to my Congress member just now. I love that. I love that. Anton is famous speaking with Stephen A. Nah, I don't consider myself that. Not to y'all, I ain't. I'm just Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Jason M. Rush. Thankfully, here in Tennessee, we only have one Democratic congressperson. In Memphis, our senators are Republicans. Mitch, what up to you for the 75 ball? Man, thank you, Mitch. Thank you for holding me down. Says, what up, AD? Keep doing what you're doing. We need it, brother. Shout out to my dog, Mitch, in the building. I appreciate you, Mitch. Thank you. It does not go unnoticed. And I do not take it for granted, man. I don't take it for granted. You know what's so funny? I'm about to get into the next part of the show. You said Anton is famous. Yo, I try to play cool and humble, but I am the man. I am famous. That's a fact. When I go outside, it's all love. I play it cool. I play the humble game, but I'm him. I've been him for a long time. Y'all just now started figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. What we got going on next? Let's see what's happening. Y'all want to go over to Chicago real quick? Y'all want to go over to Chicago? Do you like being famous? I don't really care. It just comes with the job. It's just a part of what it is that we do. It's not important. Not important at all. I heard J. Cole pulled up the Cameron. We might have to talk about that. Let me see what else is happening in these streets. And these streets, man. I heard the air traffic controller said that he messed up. Have y'all heard about that from the plane crash the other day? Hold on. Before I show that, I want to show the actual crash itself. I didn't show that yesterday, so let me share my screen with y'all really quickly.
Here with that horrific crash at LaGuardia Airport, the deadly collision on the runway, an Air Canada Express passenger jet slamming into a fire truck. That fire truck had been given the okay to cross the runway. Late today, ABC News obtaining this chilling video here showing the moment that passenger jet crashed into the truck on the runway, moments after touching down. And tonight, audio from the air traffic control tower suggesting a controller in those final seconds urgently tried to then get that truck to stop. He could be heard saying stop over and over again. The two pilots killed, a flight attendant reportedly still strapped into the jump seat, ejected onto the runway. More than 40 passengers rushed to the hospital. The 2 firefighters in that truck surviving, raced to the hospital too with broken bones. Tonight, the NTSB on the scene. Preliminary data showing the plane was going up to 105 miles per hour just before impact. With the pilots dead and the flight attendant ejected from the plane, passengers turning to one another to help each other, describing the chaos and escaping down that wing. ABC's Gio Benitez leading us off tonight from LaGuardia Airport.
Tonight, horrifying surveillance footage posted online shows the moment an air. Tonight, horrifying surveillance footage posted online shows the moment an air.
That's crazy. Yo. Jesus, bro. Jesus. Man. DJ Ace, you crazy, DJ Ace. I'm going to read that in a second, DJ Ace. That is crazy.
Tonight, horrifying surveillance footage posted online shows the moment an air.
That's insane, bro. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely insane. Everybody want a very important job. Air traffic controllers, all of that stuff. And y'all wonder why they make so much money. This is the reason why they make so much money. Because they cannot miss. They can't miss, bro. When you think about the jobs that most people get divorced over, it's the jobs that's really literally between life and death a lot of times, bro. Honestly. You think about air traffic controllers, pilots, police officers, all of these jobs and these professions, they have a high divorce rate, bro, because these people don't sleep. They got to be dedicated to their career. Their family comes second. We live in an environment nowadays where, we say the family come first. That's never been the case as long as we can live in history. Never been the case. Hello? Okay. Bye.
Canada Express jet slammed into a fire truck as it crossed the runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The NTSB now on the scene, pouring over the mangled wreckage of the first deadly crash at LaGuardia in more than 30 years. It happened at around 11:40 p.m. after authorities say air traffic controllers granted a Port Authority fire truck permission to cross runway 4 to respond to a separate incident, a United Airlines plane reporting an odor in the cabin. Listen to Truck 1 talking with the tower.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company crossing 4 at Delta.
But at that very moment, Air Canada Express Flight 8646 from Montreal was coming in for a landing on that very same runway. Listen to the controller trying to tell the truck to stop.
Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop.
But it was too late, as that surveillance video posted to X shows. There was no time for the plane to stop or abort the landing. Preliminary data from Flight Radar 24 shows that the plane was traveling between 93 and 105 miles an hour at the moment.
Can we also give some credit to Elon Musk for buying X, formerly known as Twitter, because no other social media site is giving us the information. The one thing that you can say, because it's good and bad for every social media site, the one thing that you can say, for example, about X, formerly known as Twitter, is that is the central hub where you go to find stuff unedited. If you want to go and find some stuff or see what people are really talking about, or seeing people posting stuff that's really for real, whereas before it was super edited and it was super controlled, you go to X. Most reactors and most people that are live streaming They go to X, bro, to find everything. I can't use X. And the reason that I can't use X is because X will show some stuff that you wasn't expecting. You'd be like, oh, man, you messing up my live stream. If you go to X, you got to go on your own time. I don't know how a lot of these other content creators and stuff is being X, and they must put their stuff on light mode or something like that, because X got some stuff. It got some stuff for your A, bro. They don't play on X at all. And I'm so thankful that Elon Musk bought it, because we need balance in the social media space. But man, I'm telling you, if you want to go and find something, now the other side of it is, bro, X is the gutter when it comes to how people move and talk. When you talk about no censorship, I don't know what you can do to get kicked off of X. I don't know what you can do to get kicked off of X. Like, the level of non-censoring, if you get kicked off of X, you gotta seriously be on some other stuff. You gotta be a demon. End up like Roland Martin showing man butt. When did Roland Martin show man butt? Roland Martin show man butt? What? Yes, they got all that on X. Everything on X. I be having to put that down. I said, man, I'm not messing with X. I go on there to get what I need to get, or to say whatever it is that I need to say, and all of that. Google, ironic, his name is Google Jonas. He says YouTube is going down. You smoking crack. YouTube is the biggest. Hey, how many years have we heard people say, oh man, YouTube is going down. YouTube is going down, man. Okay, good. Listen, I've been on YouTube and I've been rocking out with YouTube for a long time. I ain't going nowhere. You know what's going down? Twitch is going down. Kick is going down. All of them little streaming platforms. Man, YouTube is TV. YouTube is TV. YouTube is TV, bro. This is it. This is it. People that used to watch regular TV back in the day, now they go to YouTube.
Moment of impact.
We were honestly sleeping and then landing, and then all of a sudden, boom, woke up in shock.
We were a couple rows behind first class, and it was everything at the front of the plane was pretty messed up.
Jet 646, I see you collide with a vehicle in just hold position. I know you can't move. The vehicle's there responding to you now.
Passenger Jack Cabot shooting these video clips as passengers climb down off the wings.
Somebody said Twitch and Kick ain't going nowhere, bro. All of the top streamers in the world are looking to come back over to YouTube. All of them. All of them is saying, man, I need to get to YouTube. Man, I need to get to YouTube. Man, I need to get to YouTube. I'm just telling you. I don't think that they're going to go out of business, but I just don't think that they're going to be the move. I think that long term, if you're looking to build anything on a platform, you always got to start at YouTube. YouTube is life. Everything else, in my opinion, is extra.
And in this short selfie video, you can see the moment the nose of the plane tipped upward. Watch again closely as the passengers move to the rear of the cabin to escape. One flight attendant was reportedly found outside the plane, alive and still strapped in their jump seat. Authorities confirming the pilot and co-pilot did not survive.
I want to extend my sympathies to the families of the two pilots. These were two young men at the start of their careers.
41 of the 72 passengers were taken to area hospitals, and inside that fire truck, 2 Port Authority officers surviving as well, taken to the hospital with broken bones. Listen to the air traffic controller speaking with a Frontier pilot who witnessed the collision, telling that pilot, "I messed up."
That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know. I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier.
No, man, you did the best you could.
This was a very busy night with a lot going on. The weather was bad. There was an emergency aircraft that the fire crew was trying to get to. It's not hard to see how a mistake could have been made.
And amid a nationwide shortage of air traffic controllers, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy addressing reports that there was only one controller in the tower at the time of the crash.
I've heard the rumor that there was only one controller in the tower, and that's not accurate.
So let's bring in Gio Benitez with us live tonight from LaGuardia. And Gio, you reported there that flight attendant ejected from the plane, still strapped into their seat, the 2 pilots killed. And you think about all those passengers on board who had to work together to get themselves off the plane.
Yeah, David, they were essentially on their own. These passengers trying to figure out how to get off the plane, how to open those doors on their own. But David, we saw a real miracle here with that flight attendant who was ejected. Apparently, we're told she's going to be okay.
That is good news. We're thinking about the families of those pilots and everyone on board, and the 2 firefighters as well in that truck. What a horrific.
Yo, listen, again, prayers up for them, prayers up for the family. 2 young pilots. Every day these people put their life on the line. And so that's, again, why we show them love and why we have to make sure that they taken care of. Man, these people, we got to pay them. We got to pay them, man. We got to make sure that the air traffic controllers is taken care of. You got to make sure that the pilots is taken care of, the flight attendants. Yo, I show all kind of love. When I see people getting disrespectful with flight attendants and stuff like that, that don't really happen on the front of the plane. I might hear a little bit of commotion on the back of the plane, or I might see a video on TikTok or something like that. But honestly, realistically, I show love to all of these people, man. I show love to police officers. I show love to a lot of people because they are on the front lines and they got to deal with this type of stuff on a regular basis. So prayers up for the family, man. And I don't like to see this. I hate tragedy, but it's never going to go away. It's not the last time that we're going to see a tragedy, man. Man, that footage is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The culture, Steel City Muscle says, the culture has needed to see how 2 OGs can have real conversation and can share wisdom based on facts. This will have earthquake level impact. I think personally, let me tell you something. I believe that me and Stephen A. Smith's interview is going to go viral. Everything I do go viral at this point. I don't think that there's going to be a reactor, a political reactor that can't react to what we talked to and what we spoke about. If it's aired in its entirety and it's not edited whatsoever, and I don't want to tell y'all the details, if me and Stephen A. Smith's is like, if it's shown according to its entire recording, I think it's going to go viral. I think it's going to go absolutely nuclear. There is not going to be any political commentator or somebody that has a political affiliation that cannot watch it and is not going to react to it. You have to react to it. You're going to have to react to it. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be that hitting. I'm the king of this YouTube thing right now, bro. I'm trying to tell you. If you want your stuff to go up and you got a big platform and you trying to make sure you go to the next level with content, you got to come and see me. You got to come see me. I'm going to turn you up. I'm going to turn you up. You got to come see me. I'm telling you, everybody going to have a comment on it except for the people that don't understand things from a political perspective. If you have no political visibility whatsoever, then hang it up, big dog. Keep on talking about DMP conversations. But I'm telling you, it's going up. It's going to have to hit. You're going to have to come see me. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep turning up. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says Ross said he never chartered a jet until he was able to buy one. That's tough. That's dope. That's really dope. I like that. Stephanie, what up, Stephanie? Smith says the best is yet to come. Love the mindset and positivity of this group. We are all going to keep chasing that bag. Shout out to the chasers. Salute to the chasers. If you are not a bag chaser, if you're not a Patreon member, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. DJ Ace Production says, 80, how about them Pistons last night? The game was fire. I saw you almost trip the referee on the jumbo screen. Yo, man, them refs was acting out of control, man. We had to get some control of the ref. I said, man, honestly, I went and talked to the head of security. I said, because they was trying to put people out. As you know, the Pistons fans, we get on them players. We don't mess around. I said, man, y'all got to let the people talk, bro. It ain't like they saying nothing out of pocket. They just talking all 100% basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, they whatever, bro. Whatever. Why do they keep putting me on the job? I don't like that, bro. Like, first of all, I was the freshest dressed in the building. Ain't nobody fresher dressed than me. But secondly, like, they got to keep me off the jumbo. I don't know why they do that, bro. Who Anton with? Who he sitting with? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I got going on, Playboy. I'm with who I'm with. I'm hanging with who I'm hanging with. I'm having a good time, bro. You saw me jumping up and down in the fourth? Oh my God, man, because I'm a real basketball fan, man. Like, I really love this. I had the Coogee on, that's true. We not there because I'm a Detroit dude. Shout out to all of my Detroit players. Listen, when we go to a place or when we in the building, we there to have fun for real. I'm going to tell you the type of person I am. For all of y'all that has never been to a meetup, for all of y'all that has never came to a Patreon meetup, for all of y'all that's never kicked it with me in person, let me tell you what my life is like. I'm an 80s babies. I'm raised in the 90s. So what that means is I come up in the era where you go to the club and you go and dance and talk to the people and have a good time and chill with the ladies. I'm from an era where, when we went to the basketball game, that's why my voice the way it is, because I be yelling at the game, hey, man, oh my God, come on, ref. We didn't get money so that we could be sitting looking cool. I never went to the bar so that I could be holding up a wall trying to look fly for everybody else. I'm there to have a good time. I'm going wherever I'm going so that I can have a ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the era where I'm from. I'll be looking at all of the stuffy people that's sitting on the front row, and I'm like, psh. I remember they did a commercial, I think back in the 2000s or the 90s or something like that, where they took all of the people in the front row and they moved them up to the top, and they moved all of the people that's at the top and they moved them all at the bottom, and it was raucous. That's what my mindset is. It's like, you get one life, bro. You get one life. Have a ball, and you got to take that approach to everything that you do. And I'm talking about leaving it on the floor. Every day is a present. When I jump on this live stream, I give y'all the same energy every single day. I love this. I ain't never mailed it in. If I feel like I got to mail it in, then I'll just cancel the live stream and I say, listen, we're going to do a makeup show on Saturday. I'm a little too tired. I need to take a nap. But I'm going to give you everything every day, same energy. And you get so used to it when y'all view me that when y'all go to other people's live streams, y'all be like, this is trash. This is boring. People be hitting me up like, man, Monday night is kind of dead. Can you do something? People telling me that I need to stream every day and every night because y'all not getting the same energy. Y'all not getting the same content. Y'all not getting the same insight. Y'all not getting the same entertainment. You got to endure through other people's shows after you get done watching mine because they don't have the same energy. They don't have the same passion for what we do because this stuff that we doing today is a childhood dream, bro. This is a childhood dream. Man, it's a dream. Sitting on the court and watching my favorite players. I love basketball when we was coming up. I loved it. So you think I'm about to get down there and be sitting cool, trying to be cool with y'all? Hey, man, get out my way, man. We having a good time. Ain't nobody trying to be cool for y'all. Listen, and it ain't just a basketball game. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. When I was in church every Wednesday and every Sunday, now I go to church maybe twice a month when I can get there because I'm super busy, but I still make it to church when I can. When we went to church, we praised God. We did not leave nothing on the floor. We didn't leave nothing to chance. We really shouted. We gave God our all. We didn't go to church to be cool to impress people. We dressed our best so we can sweat it out, and we let it all hang out. We was engaged. We was reading the word. We make sure that we participate. We get there early. I get the best seats. Like, I don't do anything halfway. Everything that I do, I'm going to go 100%. I don't care what it is. If I'm going all in. If I go to a city to go and visit, I want to see the whole city. And I mean, I'm telling you, it's across the board. When I love on my chick, I love on my chick. You know why? Because I'm there in a moment and I'm passionate about what it is and I'm doing at that time. I'm fully engaged. I don't understand this cool. I'm sitting on the fence. What you there for? So you spent all of this money just to be there? Just to be hanging out? I mean, I'm telling you, good or bad. Bad stuff, I'm all the way in. Good stuff, I'm all the way in. So you went to the strip club and you ain't throwing no money? So what you there for? You just hanging out? You just wasting time? I'm never mailing it in. And that's what you can't fake. You can't fake real. You can't fake passion. You can't fake really, really loving what you do. If I don't love it, I'm not doing it. When I went to work, when I went in the plant, I always made rate. I always did everything that I was supposed to do. I never missed. When I went to work, I never mailed it in. I always did my best. I always gave the best product. I always spoke up. I always gave the best presentation. I'm just not mailing it in, man. I can't do nothing halfway. I don't want to do it if we got to do it halfway. I'm a competitor, bro. I'm a competitor. When I come over to your place or when I jump on a live stream, and people will tell you, I used to do all the live streams. It didn't matter if you had 50 subscribers or you have 500,000 subscribers. When I went on somebody's platform, I gave the same performance no matter how big your platform is. I didn't mail it in because you didn't have a big following or something like that. I came with the same passion as the person that I went over there and he had 500,000 subscribers. You know why? Because I'm up. I'm up 100% of the time. You're never going to get a whack performance from me. You're never going to get it. I'm going to always give you 100% of everything that I do. We too cool. We so cool. You just cool. You cooling. You smoothing. You want to move through and all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that, bro. I ain't derailing Trill. This is a part of the show, baby. We talking about real life. Real life. This ain't no derailment. A part of the Anton Daniels experience is you're going to get a story. You're going to get some kind of passion. You're going to get some kind of me going off on you in the chat or whatever. I just don't cuss as much no more. I might cuss a little bit more on the night show after hours when the kids are asleep. In the daytime, I don't cuss because I want to make sure that the daycares can come and kick it with your boy and we can get it popping. But this is me. I just talk my talk. This is why can't nobody do what I do, because yeah, you can throw some stuff up on the screen, but you can't talk it like me. You can't spit it like me. You can't derail like me. You know what I'm saying? I might pick up the phone and phone a friend. Who knows? Who knows? I might feeling like giving the low-hanging fruit some content and talk my talk. I might have a girl that might be sitting right there, walk on past, So you can do a reaction and then say, oh, who is that? I wonder if that's another girl. I might want to keep my name in the algorithm depending on how I feel that day. I might look and say, man, I don't have as many hashtags today. Let me get this name back popping in the algorithm. You never know. You never, ever know. You don't know what you're going to get on a daily basis. That's why you got to stay tuned in 100% of the time. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you tap in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's go. Oh, you're so sweet, Platinum. Shout out to Platinum. Listen, bro, I don't think my voice is fully recovered over the last year. I have not had a full voice. I almost think that my voice is like a mid-hoarse voice now because I just be going in, man. I don't care if I'm completely hoarse. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna live stream the next day. What up, DJ Ace? Ace in the building. Yes. You saw the grandson that smoked his grandma over allowance? No, I ain't seen that. You got to send that to me. What up to my dog, Curtis Taylor in the building with the 100 ball? Says potential topic for Room 9. Dr. Dre has to hand his wife $100 million in a divorce agreement. $50 million paid up front, the rest on a payment schedule. She even tried to go after his masters unsuccessfully. How can men avoid this? Thanks for everything that you do. I haven't seen that. Hold on. Dr. Dre, let me see what's the news out here. I haven't seen that at all. Oh, that was back in 2021, though. Yeah, that was in 2021. Why you say that? I'm surprised you're still bringing it up. I thought that been old. Yeah, that was 2021. But I don't know. I think it's a small price to pay in order to get her out of your hair. You know what I'm saying? He sold Beats. They said that he made over $1 billion on Beats. Give her 100 M's and keep it moving, bro. Get her out of your hair. I wouldn't have tripped off that, bro. If I'm up 100 M's and I gotta give you 10 of them, I ain't tripping off that, bro. Because you know the way that I see it, I'm keeping 100 with you. You know the way that I see it, I'm really gonna be a billionaire. That $10 million I'm not tripping off of that. As a matter of fact, I don't even want it to come to something that's not amicable. Hey, let's work together. And I'm going to make sure you're good because I still want to, because once I give you the 10 M's, I'm still going to stop through and I still want some of that. You know what I'm saying? You still mine. See, that's the key. The key to life is to never leave on terms that's not amicable because a chick will always work with you. Hey, chill out. Listen. There ain't no point in doing all of that. We don't want to give all of this money to the lawyers. I'll make sure you always taken care of. We good. I ain't tripping off of that. Why would you want to get 10 when you can live good for the rest of your life? Chill out. You messing up the bag. Why you say that? You know who I am. You know I'm going to be a billionaire. What are you talking about? Girl, go sit down somewhere. Oh, you so cute. Y'all got to learn how to talk. Y'all got to learn how to communicate. Everything ain't got to be a beef. Everybody ain't got to be a split. Everything ain't got to be some hate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't got to be that. You could just chill out in slow motion. Oh, let me guess. You want me to prove to you that I'm not broke. So what you want me to do is you want me to pull out my app so I can show you my bank account and say, boy, who you talking to? You know I ain't broke. Who you show? Look, let me show you. Man, I done did that 100 times. You right. You right. You 100% right. Absolutely. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you, and don't ask me for nothing. I ain't got it. I ain't got it, bro. I ain't got it. You 100% right. I agree with you, bro. No, Anton, it's a divorce. You can't smash no more. Why not? Ain't no divorce. What are you talking about? Why would I give you a divorce? No, absolutely. I would never give you a divorce. Why would I give you a divorce? Answer is no. Don't ask. Don't even ask. The answer is no. Answer is no. Now you can go sit over there and wait for me to get done with my live stream. Answer is no. I'm not giving you no divorce. What are you talking about? Shout out to Curtis Taylor. I appreciate you, Kurt. Yeah, your next Patreon, do it with X content. Man, X is crazy, bro. X is crazy. Appreciate you, TS Car Wash. Check out that Jay interview. Yeah, I heard that Jay just did an interview. Let me pull that up. I'm about to pull it up in a second. DJ Kane says, because I want to talk about it on the Tonight Show. So we're gonna lead off with Jay-Z on After Hours tonight. I guess come in. I guess the studio you in belongs to your homeboy also. These dudes be so desperate. You can come in. Hey, what's going on? I appreciate. No. We cool. No, it's cool. Thank you, security. No. I appreciate it. Let me get you a tip. Give me a second, big dog. What is that? The PIN number? I don't have this number. Somebody sent it to me. I can ask her.
If you don't have it, I can just take a picture for it.
Yeah, you can take the picture. I can call him. You sure? Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you. What is this?
For the thing?
Oh, snaps. I appreciate it. Oh, y'all so sweet. Thank you. Ladies love AD. The ladies love AD. Wow, this is dope. I appreciate you. This is T. Immunity shot. Got me the cold press. So that's definitely from a woman. The ladies love AD. Yeah. That is so dope. I appreciate y'all. Y'all so sweet. Y'all always trying to make sure that I'm taken care of. I appreciate y'all. I ain't never had this. Toastique. All right. We're going to get it in. Cartier, what up, Cartier? You said, what the heck is this blood? No, it's beet beet, carrot, apple, orange, and ginger. The red is the beet. All right, y'all. All right, let me read some of these super chats. We're gonna go over Jay-Z real quick. Was the polite, white, non-black, qualified Charlie Kirk voice. Shout out to DJ Kane. I appreciate you. Firefighters is a tough job also. It is, bro. It really is. Top notch. Crocker says, good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers family. AD, did you hear about the Storytech billionaire Leonid Radvinsky, owner of OnlyFans, died at 43? Nope, but I can go over it. Prayers for the family, and yes, we're looking forward to the Stephen A. combo. Congrats. You and Mark Lamont Hill will go crazy. Also, I think that that's something that got to bubble. I don't think that that's something that you got to do immediately. I don't think that Mark Lamont is going anywhere. He over there cooking up on Joe Budden. Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill. I don't have nothing against Mark Lamont Hill. I think that he's wrong on some things. However, I think that he's good for that platform. I think he's really, really doing well on Joe's platform. And I wish him much success on his show. But I think that if me and Mark Lamont at some point turn up together, then it would have to be something that bubbles up over time. I don't think that's something that you want to do immediately. I think that's something that you got to build up to. If that makes sense. If that makes sense, you know? T.I. Killer Mike also. Bill and Nico. Make sure y'all go over to billandnico.com and holla at him because saw AD having a ball at the Pistons game. Love to see it. He got some great product over there. TS Car Wash and says Act got great live streams. Yep, but Act love what he do though. Act really do love what he do. Missed a lot in the building. Man, you should have came to the Lakers game yesterday, bro. That was the best game of the year so far, bro. And I don't even go to all of the games. And I'm a season ticket holder. I probably go to maybe 10 games, 12 games a year. And that was the best one of the year. My dog missed a lot. Thank you for the 100 ball. Dave Russell says you inspire me in so many ways. I just want to say thank you. No, thank you, bro. Because you inspire me also. We inspire each other, big dog. Thank you. Steel City Muscle says, would you advise using my real name, Louis McCaskill, versus my IG tag name for more visibility in the fitness community online as a fitness coach? Well, I've always took this approach when it comes to marketing myself, all right? From the very beginning, I always said that I never wanted to use an alias. Now, you got to determine this for yourself, but I'm going to tell you what my story is. I never wanted to use an alias because I've always believed that you're much more marketable. And you got to think, you don't want your story to only be in the fitness community. I've always wanted my story to be bigger than whatever the industry was that I broke into, right? I never thought that rappers was smart to only be known as rappers. I thought that the best rappers are the ones that got the most marketing opportunity came from the ones that actually had a better name. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to look at yourself as a brand. And what is that brand supposed to be over the next 30 to 40 years? And so I've always felt like using my real name would resonate more. What if I decided I wanted to run for office? I'm still Anton Daniels. What if I decided that I wanted to transition over into the political community? I'm still Anton Daniels. So I look at it from a macro view, not a micro view. I think a lot of times people look at it from a micro view. And you look at these names that people are using online, and I be thinking to myself, that's not marketable. It's not marketable. Chad Bianco for California Governor 2026. I'm going to look into him. Comment says Anton said that ish got to build up like Manny versus Floyd, sounded like Bob Arum. Loving the show. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for holding me down. All right, let me see this Jay-Z thing that y'all talking about. Jay-Z. Jay-Z. He said that, I heard he said something like they played defense all year, now they playing offense or something like that.
It's been a long time since you sat down for one of these.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since you sat down for one of these.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What have you been up to?
Wow.
Who is this dude?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What have you been up to?
Who is this? I know this is on GQ platform, but who is this interviewing Jay-Z? I wonder how Jay pick and chooses who he's going to do an interview with. You know what I'm saying? How does that? He may be somebody super significant and I just don't know who he is. Let me see. Reasonable doubt. Is that his name? Fraser Tharp? Let's see who Fraser is. That's him. That's definitely him. So he's an editor for GQ. Fraser Tharp is an editor for GQ, specializing in dictating entertainment coverage and contributing via his Tap In column, where he weighs in on pop culture conversations in a moment with his unique perspective. He got 15,000 followers on Instagram. This is him. He a baby. He's literally a baby. Wow. Shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. He looked like he a baby, bro. He really do look like he a baby. I wonder how old he is. It don't say how old he is. There's two different Fraser Tharps. I'm assuming that this guy can't be no older than he can't be that old, bro. He cannot be that old. He got to be in his early 20s. Easily in his early 20s.
Wow, everything, a lot. Most people go through their things, very privately.
You took it on tour.
Live every night. It was so healing. I'm fucking Jay-Z. Respectfully.
Or
like, for what? Oh, to what end?
Great, you're 2025. Like, looking back on the last year.
It was hard. Really hard. I was like heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah. I'm glad we got right to that, so we could just get that out the way.
Okay.
Like, I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
With all like, we in the space now where it's just like almost like consequence is.
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now that this might be a longer stream today, so you might want to buckle up. I don't know for sure, but it might be a longer stream today because this right here is a longer interview. So I might have to deep dive a little bit further into this because I don't want to cut myself short for the sake of time. Jay is one of my legends. He's one of my GOATs. So I might have to break this down a little bit more extensively.
Not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that whole Busby.
The civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person. Especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You know, you hear those sayings, but those are things that I took from the street. You know, morals, integrity, code. Those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard. And I knew that we was gonna walk through that. We was gonna walk through that. Because, you know, first of all, it's not true. And the truth is, you know, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings, how do you then bounce back and get back to being Jay-Z?
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually. It was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense. When we first dropped Reasonable Doubt, we sold 34,000 records. We were in, like, at MTV, like, give us a performance in the last slot.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? You don't even have a video that we played. They ain't say these words, but you know what I'm saying. The energy was like, you're new.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't proven yourself. But in our mind, the fact that we released an album was proof enough of concept. We did it. That was hard then. We remember, we're not in control of distribution, marketing, anything. We're going like a street level, street team approach to this. And so when we put the album out, that was the win.
Yeah.
And we had some success. And remember, on the streets, we were platinum. Anywhere you was gonna go, you was gonna hear Reasonable Doubt.
Did you feel that way at the time though?
No, at the time I wanted a deal.
Were you
That's why I went to
dejected
every single
almost?
label. Huh?
Let me start off by saying that this is why, and I was going back and forth. I might have to get the young bull, because we was arguing about this on After Hours, and I think that it's going to generate an argument today, right? We was arguing about this on After Hours. Was it Friday? No. Yeah, it was Friday. It was Friday we argued about this. And I was saying that Jay is the GOAT, and the young bull, as well as Slimmy, was thinking differently. And I just couldn't believe it, bro. And I was just thinking to myself, maybe he just been gone for too long and people forgot. Maybe people don't realize how great this dude really was. Maybe they don't realize that Jay was him, bro. I was pissed. I was so passionate. I was so passionate about that conversation that we was having that the women kind of just took a step back. Let me first say what he was saying in the very beginning, right? Jay said, I was pissed. He said it took a lot out of him in 2025, which is proof that everybody at some point get out of pocket, they lose frame, they got emotions, they feel some type of way about it, but they don't always let those emotions translate into, I'm about to do something stupid, I'm about to lose my mind, I'm about to jump on Twitter, I'm about to crash out. And so he just largely, he never said nothing to the public, but probably privately, he was pissed. You know why? And it's the same reason why I extended that grace. And to be honest with you, I feel like I deserved this interview because I was the person that was going to bat for this nigga. And the reason is because he said it. You have to have proof and you got to be sure. But everybody was throwing his name under the bus like they had some proof. And you had these stupid people like Jaguar Wright and stuff like that running around saying stuff. And I'm like, I'm not Jay-Z, but I know what that feel like because everybody always telling you, hey, man, you got to be the bigger person. Hey, man, you can't say nothing. Hey, man, you just got to chill. Hey, man, listen, it ain't worth it. And you, sometimes you be thinking to yourself, but I could take them all out if I just really wanted to, but they got it wrong. I can't believe that they out there throwing smut on my name and they know that ain't true. They know for a fact that ain't true. But you got to be the bigger person all the time and you just got to take the high road. So then you got to channel that energy into something completely different. So you channel the energy into being more successful and to being more vigilant into what it is that you really, really care about. Man, people turned on Jay quick, bro. If I was Jay with all of the stuff that he stood for, that I didn't even agree with, but he stood for black culture. He was one of the biggest supporters of Colin Kaepernick, which y'all as a culture thought was dope. He was one of the biggest supporters of jail reform and all of that stuff, and people switched up on him immediately, bro. They immediately switched up on Jay. They didn't have no proof. You had a chick that was drawn with crayons on the wall, and people was really giving credence to it and was acting like it was a real story. I was like, no, y'all not. We was on the panel arguing it. I said, y'all really gonna say this? Y'all really gonna be on this type of time?
Did you feel like dejected, or?
I wasn't.
Dame was running around. Every single interview, it was Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. Jay-Z that, Jay-Z this. Man, get off Jay-Z. Every single interview, all of the Rock La Familia was talking about him and stuff like that. I'm like, man, what kind of snake kind of behavior is this?
Yes, I was rejected, not dejected.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like every door was, but I always believed in myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't a moment that I thought I'm not good enough for this industry.
Mm-hmm.
At every rejection, I thought, why do they have this guy in place? He doesn't know what's going on.
Like they're slacking. They're not seeing the vision. When you look back at that time, are there things that you're glad that you didn't know?
Yeah, of course. It's almost like if you're in the room and you go through this room and you get to the end, and you open the door and you're like, wow. And then you turn back and you turn the lights off and it was like pits and snakes. You know, your naive nature just naturally navigated you through the dark. And that's made up for the things that we didn't know. And it helps because you can learn something so much that you just tap out. I think that happens a lot in the music business. Like people get in the music business for the right reasons and they're very passionate about it, but then it becomes Monday.
It reminds me of an old Kanye.
Yo, I love this nigga Jay, bro. I ain't even gonna cap, man. I do, man. I don't always agree with some of the stuff he do from a political perspective and all of that. But man, if you just know music, if you grew up around the time when Reasonable Doubt came out, man, like if you are familiar with what's Hard Knock Life and all of that, like if you listen to Reasonable Doubt, only certain people got ears for Reasonable Doubt because it's for hustlers. It's for hustlers. Honestly, bro. It's a hustler's ear, so you can't relate to it. You used to drill music and crash out music. Man, Jay wrote the soundtrack for hustlers, bro. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't get it, man. All of these new dudes and all of this other stuff, man. This dude is the GOAT. He is not the GOAT, but one of the GOATs, man.
And they're very passionate about it, but then it becomes Monday.
It reminds me of an old Kanye quote of something he said about you. When he said, with Jay, you always see the win. What do you think he meant by that?
I think that showed.
I got to go to Yankee Stadium. I got to go to Yankee Stadium, man. I got to go. I forgot what it was like, man, that feeling. I gotta go, man. What more can I say? I gotta go. What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker, beat it.
The entire picture, from You Must Love Me to Regrets to, Soon You Understand. But the wins are so big that I can see where that can dominate a person's memory. You forget the losses.
Yeah. Or the perception.
Yeah. Or that becomes the perception that it's only wins. And then I do say I will not lose. So I could add to the perception as well.
I was going to say you also are really good at kind of like, you have a discipline of almost like shrugging off any kind of perception of a loss. Like, what's the next go 0 for 82? I'll look at you like it's gravy, like,
Yeah, because it's all wins. If I had 0-0.
I said Jay-Z is not a legend? Oh, Young Dog said it. I was about to say, you ain't never heard me say that.
0.1 of the nets, I won.
Or
It's like I had ownership in a basketball team in Brooklyn.
Is that something you continue to apply? Like,
yeah,
when, God forbid, something goes wrong, don't freak out. We can.
It's not even God forbid when something goes wrong. When something goes wrong, everything in life happens for your greatest good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I had to not get a deal in order to become who I am today. It didn't feel like the greatest blessing of all. It was the greatest blessing that I didn't get a deal, right? So again, everything in your life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
When you
don't skip over that.
Yeah.
It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So you just got to know the distinction. Everything is just how you relate to it. There's no good or bad. Shit happens. It's life.
When did you reach that acceptance of that concept, though?
I read a lot of books earlier, Seed of the Soul, Celestine Prophecies, and, all these different books. And I was picking up all these gems and jewels on the way. But I was also 26 when I came in, and I lived a lot of life in those 26 years. Marcy to Trenton, New Jersey, to Cambridge, Maryland, to Newport News, Virginia. I met all sorts of people, been in all sorts of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said Nas is better than Jay. That's interesting that y'all say that, right? And let me tell you why. Because Nas is my favorite, one of my favorites also. He won on my Mount Rushmore, my top 5 Mount Rushmores. When you get past a certain level, I don't even think it's about who better than who. They all just play a significant role in the culture. It's not about who better than who at that point. The who better than who era is when you in the middle of it and you dropping albums and you in competition mode. If you listen to the way Jordan talked, right? If you listen to what Jordan said on his GOAT conversation, on his GOAT debate, what Jordan was basically saying was there is no one better than all. It's just an appreciation for the people that did it and paved the way for the people that's coming after them. They both GOATs. I can listen to Nas and I can listen to Jay and I get two different feelings, and that's what make them both unique. I don't want one without the other. I don't want one without the other. I want to listen to Takeover and I want to listen to Ether. When they get past a certain point, man, you just gotta love them. You gotta appreciate them. And this is one of the reasons I gotta get the Yankee Stadium, because number one, I've never been to Yankee Stadium. And number two, this is when you start paying attention. One of the reasons why I had to go to the game last night is I was looking on the court, right? And I was looking at LeBron and I said, damn. Like, if you look at LeBron today and you realize he 20 plus years in the league, and he looks like he looks like he built and stuff, like he in a best peak physical form and all of that stuff. Like he looked like a grown man out there, but you can tell that he's aged. You can tell that he's aged. And it's like, wait a minute, bro. We've been watching LeBron since the 2000s, bro, the 2000s. Like, I gotta see it because this might be his last time in a Lakers uniform. You can't get that back. You'll never be able to see that again. It's people that tell stories today and they say, I watched Jordan play. It's different than going back and watching the classics. When you say, no, I was at the Palace when this happened, or I was at Little Caesars Arena when this happened, and this and that and so on and so forth, it's a different conversation. It's a different lens, bro. Life is about experiences. You got to get out the house. You got to see stuff. You got to go and do stuff. Go outside and do stuff. It's a real thing, man. Seriously. Like, you never going to remember how much you paid for the ticket, but you're going to always remember the experience that you had. Money is just a tool. That's the way I see it. That's the way I kind of see life, bro. It's just a tool.
And I came out without a scratch. Never been to jail.
3 shots never touched me.
3 shots never touched me. I came out unscathed. It was very rare. And I was always curious after that. Once you reach that part, like I've had the living, and now I'm like, man, why did that happen? I'm always questioning, like, why did that happen? Why did it happen that way?
That was the most recent release. I think it came out like right before the pandemic started. So
Yeah,
you guys
like
didn't
the
talk
day.
about that much. The day.
Yeah, my favorite verses off that just jumbled shrag. Yo, I
You know what's so
love
funny
my
about
favorite.
Jay?
Came out like a written testimonies. I want to ask you just a little bit about a written testimonies specifically, just because that was the most recent release. I think it came out like right before the pandemic started. So
Yeah,
you guys
like
didn't
the
talk
day.
about that much. The day.
Yeah, my favorite verses off that just jumbled shrag. Yo, I love that track. It's so noisy and just so unorthodox. Flux capacitor.
You know what's funny about that? So I don't know if you remember this. You and I were emailing about that because I wrote about that album. And I said, this verse is crazy, even if it's offbeat.
Yeah.
And you said that being offbeat was the point, champ. And I was like, well, what can I say to that?
You know what's so funny about Jay? I don't know if y'all noticed this. Every time Jay dropped, well, I ain't gonna say every time. Him dropping that the day of the pandemic, or that it was declared a pandemic, is ironic, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that when he dropped the Blueprint, that was the day of 9/11. Because I remember him and Fab both dropped at the same time. A lot of people don't know that. When Jay dropped, a lot of times, it's a significant moment in time when it comes to something that's happening in the United States of America or whatever, right? That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Yeah, sometimes you need to sit in the pocket. 'Cause my pocket is always, it's like with a foot over the thing anyway. It's always hanging to the last moment. And it's like, because sometimes I try to fit a lot of words into like a small space. Then that last word just like get in the door.
Sticking with a written testimony.
That was a Jay. That was a Jay album. Y'all could say that it was a Jay electronic album. That was a Jay-Z album. Jay-Z was all over that album.
A couple of verses on there that I really like because they kind of speak to what's going on with you in a broader sense in the culture, like on Universal Soldier. I think it is when you said that you don't keep the same energy for the DuPonts and the Carnegies.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never going to win like that.
You said something just now, though, about you pushing independence, right? Kind of like in the spirit of Prince. When you embody that, do you feel like you are kind of setting a mold or leading a charge for like what the successful Black man is allowed to do and like breaking these spaces, breaking these confines?
Yeah. I even want you to take that out of your vocabulary.
Take what?
Allowed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to do anything. In order for someone to allow you, they have to have authority over you.
Mm-hmm.
No one has authority over us. We exist like everyone else here. No one can allow us to do anything. But that word comes from a real space. And I want to eliminate all those type of words for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So the answer to that is yes.
When you're on a mission to eliminate words like allow, like you said, do you feel like that makes you a target sometimes from?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. 100%. What's the Nipsey thing? Pray for me, y'all. One day I'm gonna have to pay for these thoughts. Real niggas is extinct. It ain't safe for me, my dog. These are real fucking lyrics.
You've come back to that a lot in the last few years. Like the more reveal me, the more they will kill me, stuff like that. When you say they, like who is that?
Whatever the threat to, however the system is set up to keep things at status quo and keep us in a position of using words like allow. So anyone that's culpable in creating the system that we operate under, that's they.
Yeah.
That's they. And it actually goes beyond color.
Yeah.
Because I've encountered that a lot. I've encountered that a lot where it was just like, okay, this successful black man, make it. Let me go to him.
Yeah.
And for help. And they're like, you don't fuck with no rap shit.
Oh, wow.
Not like out like that, but you know,
that's the energy.
Like the energy. It's like you see the energy.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking about how you described last year as being angry and for the first time in a while. Yeah. I wondered what it felt like to be pulled back into that feeling and how you pulled yourself out or how you leaned on the people around you.
Yeah.
I've been saying to please.
Yeah, I needed the people around me more than ever. Because usually when I have that feeling, I would just make music and it's be therapeutic. I'll be able to, I'll bloat it out.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you know, I'll move on. I had to sit in that for a long time. And luckily I had that. And right, again, I built this this circle that's really safe for me, of people that really love me, not using me, and like, you know, really care for my best interests. So I was able to have that in the time, you know, the most crucial time for me.
Yeah.
Especially people that were close to me, and I'll explain. So like, you know, when those type of things happen, people run. They don't care what happened. They don't care. It's like, save yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewind that part. I'm rewinding that part.
You know, the most crucial time for me.
Yeah.
Especially people that were close to me, and I'll explain. So like, you know, when those type of things happen, people run. They don't care what happened. They don't care. It's like, save yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I have partners. You know, I've had big deals with, I called my guy from LVMH, hey man, this is coming, and I can't get rid of it. I can't take a settlement.
Yeah.
It ain't in my DNA. First of all, I had to tell my wife, let's just back up.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't even in me. I know what this is the weight that this is gonna bring on our family. I can't do it. The makeup, I would die. It would have been cheaper, yes. Cheaper, quicker, move on with your life. It was like a testament because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible. And not only we standing by you, but what do you need?
Yeah. What did you kind of do to come back from that personally or emotionally, I guess?
I'm still working with that. That's a great question. I'm still dealing with that.
That's the realest junk ever, bro. People say, cause listen. Let me tell you something, bro. When everything is going good in life, everybody is your friend. It was all good just a week ago. When everything is going well in life, I'm keeping it. Listen, can we keep it 100? Can we keep it 100? All right, Keisha, let me run something by you. Messi, let me run something by you. The beginning of this year, man, if you can't relate to this and you ain't been through it, you ain't made enough money, you wasn't up enough, and you ain't have enough people depending on you. The beginning of this year, and some of us know, some of us been around, some of us is a little new to this, right? Beginning of this year, the conversation went like this. I asked the question on After Hours. I said, so far we've been able to keep everything together and everybody together and everybody been crew. My goal is to make it through another year, but usually, and I said this, but usually at this point is when you start to see it start to rumble and get a little tumultuous. And at some point, you start to see people fall away. I wonder who's going to still be here by the end of the year. I said it. I'm just keeping it like, and this ain't no smoke for nobody. I got love for everybody. Everybody is still cool. I love people. I love everybody. I said, I wonder who going to be here by the end of this year. I said it. I called it. And I'm telling you, man, I spotted it. I spotted it a long time ago. And the reason that I asked that question, is because when I had prayed that day, and this is some more insight that you guys may not be familiar with. I prayed that day, and I don't always hear God's voice immediately. Sometimes it's just, okay, well, I'm going to pray or I'm going to give him praise or whatever, and that's going to be the end of it. And what God said is, there's going to be some tests, and it's going to be some people that stick with you, and it's going to be some people that fall away from you. But at the end of it, you're going to come out as good as gold, and you're going to be bigger than ever. And I was like, what? And I asked that question at night because it stuck with me. And this is the honest to God truth. It stuck with me. And so that's when I asked that question, and I had that conversation, and I was like, because I remember we was talking about a retreat. And I was like, nah, I don't think it's going to work. And I started having reservations about a retreat because I'm like, man, this ain't going to work, man. I don't think I'm a book nothing. I'm not about to book nothing. I don't think that this is going to make sense. This don't make sense. This ain't, it ain't, for whatever reason, it sound good, but it don't. You remember? And I said, it don't. It just don't. It just, because that was still sticking with me. It was still sticking with me. And I was like, and we kept talking about it week after week and show after show and show after show. And I was laughing and all that. I said, man, I'm not booking that junk, bro. I'm not booking that. And you know why? And let me be very, very clear. I'm not saying this because anybody did anything wrong. What I am saying is everybody did what was best for them. That's what it came down to. Everybody did what was best for them. And not everything that was best for the crew or was best for me, what was best for them. People gonna come, people gonna go. That's just life. This is life. I mean, this is what it is. So it's no love lost. I think it's a beautiful thing. Life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful. I don't see any of this as a bad thing. I'm not bitter. I'm not aggravated. I don't have no kind of. I feel good, man. Honestly. I woke up this morning and I relate so much, obviously on a much smaller level, I relate so much to what he say. And that's why I'm saying even the music, the stuff that came out at the time that it came out, you had to be there. You had to hear it. You had to go to Sam Goody. You had to go to the local shop on Curtis in Wyoming, or you had to go over there on 7 Mile between Livernois over there by the little corner store near Santa Rosa. You know what I'm saying? You had to go over there and get it. You had to know what was happening. It was Stopel, Santa Rosa, and then there was a little store. It was a record store over there. You had to put that CD in there and be reading the liner notes and listening to what was going on. It hit different because you from a certain era, so y'all had certain rules that y'all moved by. And when I see the way that people moving today, it ain't the same that it was back in the day, man. We ain't got the same standards. We ain't got the same, like, you know what I'm saying? There used to be no women and children. What we doing? And I don't know how to move in this new wave. I'm adjusting on the fly because the rules of the game is different based off of the players. The players done changed the rules of the game. It's a different wave. It's a different way that we got to move. And so, you know, I'm used to loyalty forever. No matter what, we going through it together. It don't matter. We don't need no money. We don't need nothing. We going to figure this out together and we going to get to it. But I'm telling you, it's a different game. It's a different day. It's a different wave. But in the same instance, I had people that was around me that was protecting me from myself. Do you know that it's people that's in my circle in real life, people that work for me, people that don't work for me? You know, it's people that get mad when people send me stuff about me and they don't filter it through them to figure out what can hit my ear and what can hit my eyesight and what can't. There's people that filter what get to me at this point. Because they like, nah, he got a bigger purpose. He got something else he got to do. He got other things that he got to get to. He need to be focused 100%. And he can't divert away from the thing that he need to be focused on. And so those are the people that you love. Those are the people that you hold down. Those are the people that, you know, no matter what, you make sure that they get paid. Those are the people that you, man, I'm going to be vulnerable with y'all. I'm going to be vulnerable with y'all real quick. All right. I got a big family. Big family. And I was talking to Rita yesterday. So we was talking or whatever and we kicking it. And she was hesitant about telling me this, but then she wound up telling me anyway. And she said, because it got quiet for a second from another subject, so we was just chilling and it got quiet. And she said, Anton, she said, your grandmother went to bat for you. She said she don't let nobody say nothing negative about you. And she gets the ultimate respect in the family, right? And I said, what are you talking about? What you mean? She said, it was people trying to gossip about you in your own family that went to grandma. And, you know, they was trying to say some wild stuff about you. Like they was trying to gossip and bring to her, you know, what they had heard on the internet and all of this other type of stuff. And I said, word? She said, yeah. I said, so she said, but let me tell you what she said. She said, but, and this is my grandmother, not hers, my grandmother. And so she said, but she said, y'all bet not say one word about him ever. She said, y'all better gather around and pray for him and hold him down and check on him instead of sitting here bringing this little gossip girl stuff to me. She said, y'all can't never say nothing about him because he the person that's carrying us all through and he got a bigger purpose than everybody that's in this room. And it got real quiet. And I said, that's tripped out. I said, that's crazy. She said, why you say that? I said, because Grams already know everything about me. She watched everything that I do. I said, but you know what's crazier? She said, what? I said, none of these people ever called me and was like, hey, you good? You need anything? None of them checked on me. At no point. So you telling me that you can go, because I'm good no matter what. I got the greatest group of people around me, and shout out to the bag chasers. You telling me you can go and talk and have a conversation about what you think is going on, but you can't call me and say what up, and you got my phone number? That's crazy to me. But I'm telling you, the rules of the game done changed. The rules of the game done changed. That's crazy to me. that you can have conversations with each other. Because I told Rita, I said, oh, that conversation happened way before they ever got into grandma's crib. That conversation happened before it ever hit her eardrums. And I'm not expecting nothing from nobody. That's not what men do. You know what men do? They work. They take care of business. They stay on top of it. They get to the bag. They continue to go towards their purpose. No matter what, the mission is the mission. No matter what, the mission is the mission. We got bigger things that we need to accomplish, and there's other people that's dependent on us to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I'm just thankful that I got the people that surround me that really hold me down. It's not about who don't. This is the key to life. It's not about who don't hold you down. It's about spending more time. Because a lot of people get mad and they say, oh man, I can't believe this and I don't spend no time on that. You know what I spend time doing? Instead of saying, man, I can't believe, I say, man, I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the people that God have surrounded me with. Not the people that have something negative to say about. I can't spend my time focusing on people that ain't adding value. I spend 1% of my time, and I've been telling y'all this for a long time, 1 or 2% of my time focusing on the things that I don't like. 98% of my time focusing on the things that I love. I don't focus on, man, woe is me, because I'm not a victim in no way, shape, or form. I'm winning in every single aspect of life. I spend my time exalting, praising, and making sure that the people that love me and support me the most get the most out of me. That's the difference. That is the difference. Somebody says always heard is lonely at the top. No, it ain't. I got a whole lot of people that's on my team. Don't think that for 1 second. I got a whole lot of people that love me and want to see me win. I got a whole army of people that love me and want to see me win. Don't think that for 1 second. It ain't lonely at the top. It's full of people. The only difference is you just got to figure out how to get the snakes out of your grass. Make sure you keep your grass low so you can know who the snakes are. They'll reveal themselves, and then that's when you got to make sure that you address it accordingly. It ain't lonely. You just got to make sure it's not full of people that's trying to infiltrate. That's all. That's all. That's all. Man, I woke up this morning feeling so good. So good. I had a praise in my spirit. I was on cloud 9. I woke up feeling incredible. I was just in a good mood. I don't know what came over me. It was just like over this last, I can't even say how long. I just been into I've been on motivation mode, hustle mode, cloud 9. Let's get to it. I love everything about this game. I love it, man. I love the hustle. I love the game. I love this content. I love everything about it, man. I'm living a dream, bro. I'm living the dream. I'm in a good space, man. I just woke up and I said, God, I don't want nothing from you. I just want to tell you I appreciate you and I love you for everything that you've done for me. I love you. I love you. I do, man. I love God. I love God. I love him. I thank him for even putting y'all in my life. We're going to talk about more of this Jay-Z conversation tonight. On After Hours, it's going to be the topic of conversation. It's going to be the cover photo. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all tune into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Man, I'm feeling good. I don't know why I'm feeling so great. It's like I got a jolt of energy and I don't know what it is. Thank you, Platinum. Appreciate you, baby girl. Let me read some of these super chats. Thank you to the chasers. Thank you to the bag chasers. Hopefully I'm adding just as much value in y'all life as y'all are in mine. Did you go to see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere in Las Vegas? Yep. And it was incredible. It was incredible. I seen the little monkeys flying through and, you know, the wind blowing and all of the leaves coming off and all of this stuff and the tornado. It was incredible. It was incredible. You know I ain't going to Vegas without going to see The Wizard of Oz. I got to get all of the experiences, man. That's what life is about. It's the experiences. Jay going on a JBP for Saturday show. That's dope. That's dope. Chase Barnes says, hey, D, if you do a musical interlude, it should be the Blueprint 2-track, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. I ain't going to do no, I don't know, I might do an interlude. You know, all my interludes be pretty much Detroit, bro. It's all Detroit. Messy Mathematician says, it's peculiar bag chaser people wanted Jay-Z to be, it's peculiar because people wanted Jay-Z to be guilty by association with Diddy. The community showed its jealousy when they were hoping for him to fall when he's done so much for the black culture. It's sad. I agree with you, Messy. I agree with you, Messy. I agree 100%. No, Young Dog said he not a legend. That's a fact. We're going to have that conversation tonight, though. Country Boy Finesse says, how you doing, Unc? Send an email for coaching. Bet, Country Boy Finesse. I got you. I'm getting through them. Watch Rick Ross Watch Guys interview is dope also. Watch the Rick Ross Watch Guys interview. TS Car Washing Detail Service. I bet I'll check it out. Let me keep that up. I got you. He's schooling him and giving him game during the interview. Nas, Godson, Jay-Z, the Black Album. Shout out to Curtis Taylor. Yeah, there's a lot of gems in that. Terry Gibson Studio says, Hov should have sat with Torre. Hell no. Hell no. Torre, the Gossip Girl? Nah, man. He shouldn't have sat with Torre. Nope. He should rock with people that's actually dope and valuable, that he respects. No longer do you have to go through the same people in order to get an article off. Nope, I disagree with you. I don't like Torre. I'm keeping it 100 with you. TS Car Washing Detail Service says, heck no, we don't want to see a Torre interview. Jay, facts. Well, AD, I'll see you at the Yankee Stadium in a Raw show. A great way to meet you, big dog. Shout out to TS Car Washing Detail Service. And man, you a huge supporter of the show also. I want to say thank you. Javi says, used to be all in on Jay-Z and a lot of other artists until I peeped at the truth behind the hip-hop series with Pastor G, Craig Lewis, Demons Everywhere. Listen, man. Listen, bro. Y'all got to stop letting other people determine how you feel about somebody. You do your own rocking with people based off of your own research and your own insight. What's wrong with y'all? So y'all saying that y'all don't know how to do your own thing and come up with your own conclusion and y'all easily influenced by what other people are saying? What do you mean you used to until somebody else told you what it is that you need to feel about somebody? You your own person. You a grown man. Like I said, bro, I'm from a different era. I'm from a different avenue in a different era, bro. Honestly, so forgive me for having a different perspective because I'm cut from a different cloth, bro. Big Homie says, I have a real question. Why doesn't the Breakfast Club Netflix just make a YouTube channel? Won't they make money off that? Two question I have for days. Please explain, bro, why Netflix doesn't have a YouTube. Netflix got a YouTube channel, but they just usually advertise their shows on YouTube to go to Netflix. So Netflix uses YouTube as a funnel. Their goal is to funnel people to the platform. Netflix is a direct competitor to YouTube. They're both looking for subscribers. They're both looking for people to come to the platform. They're both looking to monetize their platform. So they use YouTube as a funnel. And that's why the Breakfast Club is not succeeding because they don't know how to translate their audience over to Netflix. That's why. They got their own YouTube channels. Shannon said the same thing. They run, save yourself. And I don't blame them though. That's the thing, TS. Like I don't have no shade. I don't have no animosity. I think it's cool. I think that everybody should do what they're supposed to do. Best stock club video to start investing. Caleb Brown says, oh, look at the last one I just did. I just did one on Saturday. It's re-uploaded. Mott says, I remember the beginning of the year. Hopefully everybody be straight. You be unhumble. But wouldn't be no them without you, bro, respectfully. God bless everybody. I love everybody, bro. Darnell says, if Biggie and Tupac wasn't murdered, Jay would be a small fry. His man D. Haven was the dealer, not Jay. If my father hadn't passed away, I might not have been on YouTube. If your mother didn't walk across the street, you might not have been born. If your grandfather didn't blink twice at your grandmother, your father wouldn't be here to have you. What does that mean, bro? I don't even know what that means. I deal in reality. I don't deal in subjective theory and thought. Like, I don't know what that means. If the light hadn't turned green, the chicken might not have crossed the road. What? He's a legend. He is what he is. I don't know what to tell you. If Kawhi hadn't got injured against Golden State, Steph Curry might not have had as many championships. If James Harden hadn't left the Thunder, then they might have won a championship with him, Russ, and KD. What is it? Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? It is a reflection of their own insecurities, jealousy, or an unhappiness. Not your worth, big dog. Trust. I'm up. My family moved the same way. Shout out to my dog, TS Car Wash and Detail Service. Courtney Yeager. What up, Courtney Yeager? Salute to my dog, Courtney. Destiny Speaking says, for the daily wisdom, hashtag bag chaser, hashtag God chaser. What up, Destiny? I love my girl, Destiny. She be cooking on Wednesdays, too. Shout out to Des. I'm going to call her Desi. Not Destiny, Desi. Tony Esquire says, while serving in the Army, I've experienced and witnessed an abundance of military code conduct violations. People will do anything for money and power. You going to catch Jeezy in Vegas? It's a black tie. Nah, man, I ain't trying to do all of that, bro. I like Jeezy. I think he got one of the greatest albums of all time in TM 101. But flying to Vegas, I ain't trying to go to Vegas to see Jeezy, bro. Like, I know y'all gonna keep on hitting me up about it until I say, yeah, I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna say no right now and let y'all work me up to it. Elevate to the Unknown says, Anton, I separated the ETTU channel from the Wade Report. Best thing I could have ever done. The live streams on the Wade Report are picking up, and thanks for the suggestion. Told you. That's my new pray. I don't want from you, God, just thank you. Because he already know what we need. Tony Esquire says it's wild for anyone to depart AD headquarters because that's a 100K subscription signing bonus. What Patreon package is that? I'll buy it. It is what it is, though. You move on, man. You move on. God know what you need. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, you know what I thought is, so you think artists are still going to do interviews at the Breakfast Club since that Netflix deal? I wouldn't. For what? What's the point? What's the point? If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Messi says, if my mom hadn't argued with my dad over a cab, I wouldn't be here. If was a fifth, let's stop this. That's perfect. That is perfect. You said Ross did an interview. What is Ross's interview? With the Watch guys? I don't see no Ross interview. Oh, I see it.
This was my RC plane I had for 3.
I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it.
This was my RC plane I had for 3 years before my plane.
Come on.
I feel good. Yeah.
Magazine just picked up our exclusive story, our interview with Scott Disick. Guys, go check that out if you haven't already. That is we have this authenticated. There it is.
What is it? It's an interview?
Yeah.
So you need chairs?
Yeah, chairs and a little table if you have one for his watches. Like 2 chairs and a table, something like that. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of My Collection. Today we're interviewing Mr. Rick Roth, the biggest boss in the game, Double MG Music. We got a special one for you guys. We're going to look at his watch collection and maybe go inside the jet and go look at his cars.
Speeding there. Yep, you're speeding. Gotta go in front of the It's the biggest boss in the game, Ricky Rose. Watch, guys. You rocking with us today. I'm finna let you peep some of this huge Rose collection. You heard me?
Yeah. What year did you buy this? With this,
I've had to have that at least 15 years.
It's a rare stone dial right here, guys. What's the story on this one?
That was one of those,
It's a rare stone dial right here, guys.
At least.
Here, do you buy this?
Yo, that's I don't know if y'all know. And see, this is again us kind of telling our age and talking about the shout out to my dog Slimmy. I'm definitely gonna be reading that super chat shortly. I don't know if y'all know, bro, but there was a time where it looked like the face of that is the only thing that's original, but the bracelet is custom. Now, when I was growing up, this is what the dope boys used to roll with. The dope boys used to have the gold nugget bracelet, and it used to look like that. That's how I can tell that Ross is he got an old school mentality. You can tell he got an old school mentality. This is what the dope boys used to wear. They always had the pinky rings. They would have the herringbones. They would have the gold rope chains. They would have the Gucci hookups. They would always be Gucci down. It wasn't even no Louis Vuitton like that back then. A lot of people don't know that. Louis V wasn't really a part of the culture like that. That Louis Vuitton was like a if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? It was really more about Gucci. Gucci was it. Like you was Gucci down, you was Gucci fresh, Dapper Dan. You know what I'm saying? And Gazelles, it was Gazelles, and it was about Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you was right. That's why I got an affinity for Gucci as a brand, and Adidas and Bally's. Shout out to y'all. Oh, you know about Bally's. Okay, so you know about Bally's. I hear you. But that's what it was about. It was the nugget bracelets, and it was Gucci and MCM. Yep, MCM was one of them. But I don't remember Louis Vuitton even being a thing. That came much later. That came much, much later as far as the culture is concerned. Now, Louis Vuitton probably was out doing their thing, but it wasn't a part of what we had going on in the culture. That was in a, you had to be doing some newer type of stuff if you was doing that. On the Paid in Full album, let me pull it up. I don't remember what brand that was that they had on. Let me see. Yep, they had on the Gucci. That is absolutely right. This is exactly, this is literally what I just described. I'm about to show it to y'all. This is literally, look at it. You see the gold nugget ring on Rakim's hand, and you got the rope chain, and everybody had the Gucci everything, and it was gold everywhere. It wasn't even about no diamonds. It was all gold. It was Gucci. It was rope chains. It was the nuggets, and that's how people was rocking back then. You know what I'm saying? You were 100% correct. That was a perfect description of how it used to be. So when I see Ross's nugget, the gold nugget watch, you can tell that's heritage, bro.
With this,
I've had to have that at least 15 years.
It's a rare stone dial right here, guys. What's the story on this one?
That was one of those, that Cartier craze, man. It was just, Cartier.
The Cartier
always
craze.
a brand. Yeah,
there's still a craze right now.
Without a doubt.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Skinny man.
Whatever he wants to do. We'll do that in a second.
We'll walk down the car.
Oh, they got to get a shot of the watch too. Why don't someone get a shot of the watches? Someone, you got it?
She did the case, yeah.
All right.
Rick Ross do pre-rolls.
Let him just get a couple shots. You guys don't mind.
You see how you do the pre-rolls? Ross don't do that like the old school.
Fine.
Get that motherfucker.
Let's go. Get that. How much does this jet cost you?
Close to 40 M's.
Yeah?
Yeah. Then I got it, the G600 interior. I wanted the bed, got it painted, the whole vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cherry red.
Shit, this is motivational, bro. This is all motivational. I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can do it, man. I don't know what y'all see. I know everybody else look at this a little differently, and they be on some like, oh, that's dope for them over on that type of time. I'm on a different type of time. I feel like I can do the same thing, man. It's no reason why Ross can get it and I can't get a plane. There's no reason why he can get 40 M's on a plane and I can't get a plane, bro. I feel like I can do that. I don't know why I can't, man. Why can't I have a plane? I can have a plane. I know I can hustle up a plane, man. If Jay can get it, if Drake can get it, if Ross can get it, I know I can get it. I know I can hustle up a plane. I can get a plane, man. I already done achieved all of the things that I said that I wanted to do. Why can't I get it? I've been talking about a plane for like a year, like a year and a half. Like I can do it, bro. Somebody said need Nick Shirley numbers. No, I don't. See, that's the misconception. That's the misconception. Look at how Ross did it. Ross didn't sell the most records. You don't need the biggest numbers. You need to learn how to do business differently. You missing what I'm saying. It's a lot of people that sold way more records than Ross. It's not about how many records or how many views you get. It's about looking at it from a business perspective. See, that's where we got it mixed up. We got to turn into businessmen. We can't be looking at it just from the lens of views. I'm going to do that too. Man, I'm on it, bro. I'm so motivated.
Man, where does the staircase even come down for this jet? Where is it? Right on the side, in the front?
On that side, yeah.
Yeah.
On the other side.
We ain't even tripping about it.
You got so many cars, huh?
Yeah.
You got a lot.
Bunch of whips. Rick Ross Car Show, June 13th. Shout out to Slippery Soap. But you see what we did? We moved a few whips. You know, we be moving them around. This right here is a original, a classic one owner 1959 Impala. Man, I just changed the top on it. The other one's the 57s. All of these one owners.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are
that's
classic
the
cars.
premium right there. One owner.
One owner.
I know that from my car days.
Without a doubt.
It's all original paint.
This shit, man, original. This one right here.
Yeah.
This is my 57 lowrider. I got over $500,000 in this. I gotta get ready and crank the bitches up. You see this? This one run off airplane fuel.
Oh yeah.
Look at the frame on it. This is like a drag car.
It's a Chevy right here.
Of course.
The Chevy airplane. Wow.
We got two of these. These will be finished for the car show. Big boy shit. This right here got 2,000 miles on it.
What year?
96 Impala.
It's a bad boy right here, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's the dope boy car. My brother, I'm glad I kept it in the family. I gave mine to my brother. I bought mine. Mine had less than 30,000 original miles on it. Everything was 100% original. I think I'm gonna get another one too, though. But that's after I get the Lambo delivery in about a month and a half, 2 months from now. But yeah, man, that's that 96 Impala is everything, bro. The 96 Impala is almost king. You got to throw that in there with the 64 Impala, the Monty SS. You got to throw in the Grand National, the 04 Mercury Marauder, all of that, bro. All of that. That 96 Impala was a Hellcat before. That was a Challenger Hellcat before all of the Hellcats and the Challengers came back out.
Crank that bitch up right now. Bitch gonna tell you.
You know what Ross need? The thing that Ross is missing is he gotta have the trickle chargers, bro. Every single garage, every single car shop, they all got the trickle chargers that keep your battery fresh. That way you ain't got to keep cranking them up. You ain't got to keep starting them up. Your battery is fresh 100%, and then all you got to do is just start it up. Got to have a trickle charger 100% of the time, bro.
Denise, when I was a senior in high school, the Suburban, the show truck, the 1500, and I got the 1971. They all got painted at the same time, gold rims. So it's a set, like a trio. You know, I got an 18-wheeler as well, so I'm going to put 80 cars on the 18-wheeler as long as the other whips, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It was a custom bike I had made. Honor the 72 undefeated Dolphins.
The undefeated Dolphins. What's up with the Dolphins right now, man?
Oh man, I'm not sure.
Man, Tua's got to get out of there.
This was my RC plane I had for 3 years before my plane.
Come on.
This was my fucking RC plane I had, man.
So he basically visualized it. He put it in the air, and then he manifested it.
That's manifestation.
Big boy.
Yeah.
This shit, I bought that right there from somebody offline.
What you mean, private?
Yeah, I just liked it.
Like Facebook Marketplace or something like that?
Nah, some shit I seen somebody driving and I was just like, yo, who built this? Is this shit official?
I love this.
And I just told him, come get it. I'll give you 60 bands for it. This was my bike I had built ground up.
I like that black one. I don't know what that black bike is, but that mug is mean.
This shit ain't regular. Yeah. That's big boy status. Look at the wheels on the back of that bitch. That's big boy status right there.
Look at the back right here.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so I was just like, I get that just for somebody to ride behind me when I'm riding on the beach or some shit like that.
Wow.
I had this made and I rode it up and down that street once.
You got to get you a Harley. I don't even know what that is, but it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah? What?
Yeah.
One time?
I'd have had that maybe 2 years. I'm sure I'm gonna probably take it over there to Star Island and let it spend some time with me in the future.
You just got that house?
I've been working on it 2.5 years.
It's almost ready or what?
Yeah.
It's a V-Ride.
I mean,
They don't sell that no more.
That shit take time, man.
Yeah.
I actually went hunting for one of these. They don't sell V-Rides, like they don't make them no more, if I'm not mistaken. That particular bike, because I was actually looking for one. It was the first bike that I actually liked. That was outside of a sport bike. You know what I'm saying? So I went looking for it and I couldn't find it because they don't sell that on their site. Like they don't sell it new. So you got to go and buy it used. You got to go and find one if you're looking to get a V-Ride. So
when you really build a house with it and you really...
You said you put 20 in it at least.
I know I put a little more.
Oh, yeah? I'll have to come check it out one time.
Great investment, of course.
Yeah?
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
One time for all the hustlers, watch guys, we with y'all the major way. Remember,
he didn't even show really the watches. He just went and fanned out.
My last words from Ricky Rose for the watch collectors, connoisseurs, regardless if it's a fucking G-Shock. If you fly, it's gonna be fly. You understand? If you a motherfucker who just, it don't matter, you could have and it just still, you understand?
Yeah.
So always be comfortable who and what you are in your motherfucking vibe. You know what I mean? Now, are you gonna stunt? Are you gonna collect some of them things? Of course you are. You're amazing. You're fucking great. You fucking deserve it. You deserve when you walk into your doctor's office, they know you got that premium life insurance.
Oh, man. He's the hood version of Khaled. Oh, man. That is the hood version of DJ Khaled, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. That was so funny. But I mean, it's nice to see people enjoying and living life. And having a good time, man. I think that's dope. I think that's really, really dope. V-Ride was made by Indian Motorcycles. Was not made by Indian Motorcycles. Yeah, that was a Harley, bro. That was a Harley. Gunplay is mad at Rick Ross. You know what's the worst thing ever in life is to have bitter men. Man, bitter men are the worst. They are the worst thing ever. There is nothing worse than a bitter man. A man that's bitter, bro, that's borderline gay. Like men that's mad at other men is like, oh man, that should have been me, or oh man, I wish I could have. Oh man, that is borderline gay. I don't understand how women lay next to men that talk about other men all day. I cannot understand it, bro. Men that are impacted and is negatively set back and is worried about what other men doing, that gotta be. I don't know how women would be able to lay next to. I don't know how y'all stay married to that. I don't know how y'all be in a relationship with that. How do y'all be with men that be feeling some type of way about other men? Now, if he heartbroken over a little chick, a little fine thing, maybe he lost his best eater. He gonna be hurt in the corner, and he can't tell you that. You keep on talking to him, asking him questions, talking about, baby, tell me your thoughts. What is it? Open up to me. Tell me what you thinking. You don't know what happened. He heartbroken. He lost his best eater. And you all in his ear. Give him a minute to get himself together. You don't know nothing about what he got going on right now. He going through some things. He hurt. He in the corner. He grieving. That's a grievable process. Because you know why it's a grievable process? Because he know that she not done eating. So now he got to imagine, dang, everything I taught her, she doing that. Somebody else can get that. He hurt. He grieving. Let that man grieve for a second. He can't tell you that. He can't say, "Oh man, you gonna have to step your game up." Delirious says that's gay. Man, can somebody please school these people for real, man? Because I don't want to keep educating them. I shouldn't have to keep on helping them to understand what's going on in the culture. I don't know what I gotta tell this dude. If your mind automatically go over to you bending over and that's the way you think about an eater, that's not an eater, bro. The eater, it's a morning show. I can't get into that. Oh man. Somebody said it's really an L to wife a known eater, too much experience. It's not about wifing her. It's about making sure that she stay on the team. That's what you don't understand. You know at some point you got to let her go because she's not yours. She everybody's. But the point is that it don't mean that you don't miss her. Somebody said I should have told her I loved her. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Do what you got to do to preserve what you need, big dog. He said I should have told her I loved her. Facts. Oh, man, this chat is wild. This chat is insane, bro. Insane. Oh, y'all are crazy, bro. Shout out to you, TS. Shout out to you. Good stuff. Slimmy says, nah, people be worshiping Jay-Z. No objectivity about his craftsmanship or lack. Are we going to talk about it tonight? It's kind of sickening when you run into the stands and they want to dictate how you should view their opinion. Are we going to talk about it tonight, Slimmy? That's why I like Slimmy, because Slimmy got his own mind and his own thoughts, and it makes for great conversation. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Every time I see Ross, I get motivated. Big dog. Luda got a jet also. Somebody said Kevin Hart sold his jet. That's Kevin Hart. Everybody living their life differently. Shout out to my dog Q Diddy says waiting on my company car with the gas car. Hey. No, it's two different episodes. This one and the other one with the watches. All right, well, I'm going to have to catch the other one tomorrow and see what's happening. Because we got other things that we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You love her, Memphis? Come on, man. I love her, man. We all do. We all do. Who don't? We all love her. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Am I going to 20 years of the Carter? I don't know, bro. You know, I don't know if Wayne is that good of a performer. I've seen Wayne multiple times, and I was just like, Wayne leaves a lot to be desired in my experience. In my experience, Wayne leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know about that one. Because, again, I've seen Wayne multiple times, and I was just like, I love Wayne. I don't necessarily like Wayne's performances in person. Yeah, pass her, Tank. Tell him. Yeah, pass the ball. What you doing? Pass the ball. Trying to hold on to her for yourself, being selfish. You a selfish one. You so selfish, always trying to keep it to yourself. We got to talk about this student that was murdered. We talked about it yesterday. And I heard that J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson actually had something to say about it.
First, this hour, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela who entered the country during the Biden administration will appear before a judge for the first time since allegedly murdering 18-year-old Loyola College student Sheridan Gorman. She was shot and killed last week while she was out walking near the Chicago campus with her friends. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno, and joining us today, Sandra Smith, co-anchor of America Report.
Ask me about 50
Carly
after
Shimkus,
this. I'm going to
Fox
answer
and
the
Friends
50
first co-host. Donna Rotuno, criminal defense attorney, co-host of the weekly rap sheet on Fox Nation and Fox News contributor, and host of the Crime and Justice with Donna Rotuno podcast. And Mark and Fox. Dina is charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and discharge of a firearm, and aggravated unlawful possession of a weapon. But this isn't his first arrest. The Department of Homeland Security confirming this: Jose Medina was previously released after an arrest for shoplifting in Chicago. Sheridan Gorman had her whole life ahead of her before this cold-blooded killer decided to end her life. We are calling on Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago's sanctuary politicians to commit to not releasing this criminal illegal alien from jail back into American neighborhoods. Meanwhile, critics are slamming one Democratic alderwoman, saying that she callously dismissed this teenager's murder as simply wrong place, wrong time. Watch.
It seems she might have, that as they were just out, you know, people go out to the beach all the time, right? And they go out on the pier, they walk around. So the kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally. We don't believe there is cause for broader community concern.
What? Yo, hold on, bro. Politicians, even if you're a city council person, even if you're an alderman, cannot be this dense. They can't be this idiotic. No way are they this dumb. You gotta be kidding me. She did not just say that. You might have startled this person. Wait. This is a person that's not supposed to be here in the country. They're not supposed to be here in the country, and this is what you got to say? Man, if I was the family, I would be pissed. I would be angry. I would be pissed.
We don't believe there is cause for broader community concern.
Gorman's family defended her, saying this: what Sheridan was doing that night, walking with friends near her campus, was normal. It was safe. It is what students do every day.
Thanks.
We will not allow this to be dismissed as wrong place, wrong time. This was not random misfortune. This was a violent and preventable act. Donna, the gasps here on the couch audible as we listen to, frankly, what were callous statements from that alderwoman. Talk to us about the legal implications here and the structure that this illegal alien enjoyed.
Well, there's so much I can say here, as this basically happened in my backyard, and he will go into a courthouse that I'm in almost every single day. This is horrendous. This reaction from the alderwoman is abhorrent. The fact that you would dismiss this as wrong place, wrong time. There should never be a place where it's okay for people to walk around with guns and shoot people anywhere, much less on the lakefront in Chicago. I mean, this is an area that is beautiful. This is the area that J.B. Pritzker was walking down the walkway telling Marianne Ahern from the news that this is a safe place and Chicago is a wonderful community, and it should be. It should be a safe place, and this is awful. awful what happened to this girl. It was absolutely preventable. The fact that these policies are in place that allowed him to be released. Back when we had reasonable policies in this country, you would get arrested, and if you had an issue where you were not a citizen, there would be a detainer placed on you, and then ICE would be able to come into the jails and remove you.
Yep.
That is no longer happening. These detainers don't mean anything. The jails in sanctuary cities are not allowing the ICE agents to come in and remove them. And this is making everyone unsafe. There is absolutely no reason for this. There is no.
And you know, that's the worst part about it, is that, again, this is absolutely preventable. That's why it hurts so bad, I would imagine, for the family, is because you could have done something about it, but you decided to politically grandstand, and it was only a matter of time. And is no telling how many other people have been hurt, harmed, maimed, killed, that you haven't even solved the crime from, that didn't get this much visibility. If it wasn't for independent media, if it wasn't for people in the family calling for this to get more traction and for this to go all the way up to the top, then this wouldn't even be a thing for y'all. And they use this, right? Because Brandon Johnson wants to come out as much as he can. J.B. Pritzker wants to come out as much as they can against anything that they can find to say that they don't agree with the Trump administration. But it's normal to work with ICE to remove people that's not supposed to be in this country that are committing crimes. They wouldn't even work with the Trump administration on that. They wouldn't work with Tom Homan on that. We had to fight them to even send ICE in here to arrest the criminally charged people that were walking around the streets, let alone the YNs. And so now it could have been prevented. Somebody is dead, not because they committed a crime, not because they did something wrong, not because they was a bad person, not because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But because you were negligent in doing the thing that was best for people. That's why it hurts. That's why they have the Lake and Riley Act. It's bad, it's disrespectful. And the fact that there's even a political fallout over something that was preventable is crazy to me. It's so crazy.
Logical reason to say we should allow this to continue happening, and these sanctuary policies have to stop.
And Sandra, the family also addressed the suspect's prior run-ins with the law, saying this: "We are gravely disappointed by the policies and failures that allowed this individual to remain in a position to commit this crime. When systems fail, whether through release decisions, lack of coordination, or unwillingness to act, the consequences are not abstract. They are real, and in our case, they are permanent, and may I add, heartbreaking."
We all gasped on the couch, including Donna and I, who know that city very well, and we know that it was not in too distant past where Governor Pritzker...
Somebody said, Eric D says the only reason that Fox cares, well, Ike says the only reason that Fox cares facts, because he's piggybacking off of Eric D. And he's saying that the only reason, unfortunately, these issues will be ignored in our current political environment. And then Ike comes through and says, facts, the only reason Fox cares is because it was an illegal. Two things can be true at the same time. Absolutely. Fox could only care because it was an illegal, but it still doesn't justify the fact that it was 100% preventable. 100%. It's not Fox's job to care about the things that you care about. But when they bring visibility to an issue, to something that everybody should care about, it doesn't make it any less egregious that it was something that was completely preventable. It doesn't remove the fact that here's the thing. The real question that we should be asking ourselves is not why does Fox care? Why don't the politicians care? And if this was really preventable, it doesn't matter whether or not Fox cares, to be honest with you. The real conversation that y'all should be having is Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker and anybody who supports a sanctuary city. Anybody that supports a sanctuary city. That's who we should be having a conversation about. can't get mad at Fox for bringing visibility to something that that also aligns with what they believe. You have to hold accountable the politicians that got this woman killed. Biden administration. Ask yourself this question, because again, over 300,000 children went missing. How much blood does Biden and Kamala Harris have on their hands? How much blood does Biden and Kamala Harris have on their hands? Here's another question that you want to ask yourself. The only way that your point makes sense, Ike, the only way that you're able to justify that your point would make sense is if you would go over to the liberal news TV stations, the CNN, the MS Now, and ask, why don't they show it at all? Because you can make the argument the other way and say, well, because it doesn't fit into the agenda that they are supposed to care about, why aren't news outlets that's supposed to be objective and then separated from their opinion giving any visibility to this at all? Would we even be talking about this on a national level had it not been for Fox News? Because this aligns with what it is that they actually stand for. Why don't we have smoke for the other independent media, supposedly large media outlets? They'll cover everything else, but they bring no visibility into what's happening in Chicago with this girl's life. How come MS Now don't care about this woman's life? How come CNN don't care about this woman's life? How come they're not talking about it on the Hill? Why is it only News Nation and Fox News? Because if you're going to have a conversation on one side, you also got to have a conversation on the other side. It's an equal and opposite reaction on liberal news media. How come you not holding the other news stations accountable for not showing anything about it? Right?
Walked along that lakefront where she was killed and touted its safety and how great Chicago is doing. And I mean, we remember this moment and we thought, wow, well, try being that young student, try being the family of that young girl and being told by that Democrat alderman that, you know what, this wasn't a bad guy that was never supposed to be here in the first place that killed your daughter, that it was her fault. She was walking in the wrong place at the wrong time. She may have even startled that guy.
You would have never found out if it wasn't for Fox. No, you would have found out because I would have covered it. Because you know why? Because I don't just cover illegal migrant activity. I cover all of these cities and the crimes that are happening in general. I cover it all. And so there's different people in independent news media that ultimately cover it. But when Fox cover it, I want to see what they had to say about it also. I've been covering crime inside of the community of Chicago, outside of the illegal migrants. It just so happened to be somebody that's an illegal migrant or a migrant that murdered somebody unjustly in Chicago. Why? Because it falls under bad leadership. Bad leadership fosters an opportunity zone for criminals to thrive.
That person with a gun. I mean, it's just horrific, the explanation that's been given to this poor family. And I was just telling Donna, you know, we look at that city and we think, gosh, it's so far from what it once was and what it could be. It's a great American city. It always has been. But it has been destroyed by these far-left policies that have made people like this not safe to walk the streets there. This young student who had every right to be out and about. And she's in the wrong place at the wrong time, she's told. It's not about the policies. It's about her mistake.
Let me see something. Let me pull back for a second. I want to look at it on a local level. Well, actually, let me go over to J.B. Pritzker and see what he's saying. And then I'm going to look at it on a local level.
after an illegal immigrant was arrested. Gorman extended the law of an 18-year-old college student. The governor saying, quote, Sheridan Gorman's murder is a tragedy, and the person responsible must be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. My deepest condolences to the family, friends, and Loyola University community grieving this devastating loss. May her memory be a blessing.
So he not going to acknowledge that it was a migrant at all. He was bullied into making a statement about it, but now he not going to acknowledge that it was a migrant. What do you mean held accountable to the fullest extent of the law? They shouldn't even be in this country.
The illegal Venezuelan migrant is facing.
That's crazy, bro. That is absolutely insane. They don't need your condolences now. They don't need your condolences now at all.
Murder of a Loyola University student is causing a huge political fallout.
Sheridan Gorman's family says they believe it could have been avoided and local officials should act to avoid something like this happening again. Harris Schutz is here to talk about this. How are city council members reacting?
Well, Terrence and Sylvia, there's some passionate reactions right now. I think they're in the information gathering stage right now, but this concerns Chicago's welcoming city ordinance, or so-called sanctuary city protections. And the long and short of that ordinance means that local police cannot share immigration info with federal immigration agents, and they cannot cooperate or work together on immigration enforcement. And the reason that this is stirring some passionate political debate, and I think we might see some more of this week, is because a select group of older people tried to modify that ordinance several months ago, but it was voted down 39-11. What they wanted to do, Sylvia and Terrence, is make it so that local police could cooperate with federal immigration officials on criminal suspects. So this alleged undocumented immigrant might have fallen into that because of his previous arrest. So if the sanctuary ordinance had been modified, perhaps the police could have worked with federal immigration agents if indeed ICE and DHS, as they are saying, had targeted this guy, or at least they had known about this person, as they're alleging. Although they're saying he's an illegal alien, I've talked to some cop sources who are not 100% sure. He came from Venezuela, allegedly. He could have been in here on temporary protected status or seeking asylum, which would complicate things a little bit. We just don't know that 100% what his status was. But it is engendering those passions now around aldermen like Ray Lopez, Brian Hopkins. They're stronger on public safety. They want to revisit this vote now. In fact, Ray Lopez told me, I want to talk to those 39 aldermen that voted this down and ask them what they have to say now, given this tragedy that happened in Rogers Park.
Such a horrible, horrible story. What's the likelihood that this will actually come up for a vote in city council? Because obviously over the last year, this has been a topic, Illinois being a sanctuary state and Chicago being a sanctuary city. And when things like this happen, it just kind of heats it up again.
Well, interestingly, there was a recent ordinance to strengthen the sanctuary city protections. They're going to let COPA now investigate if police violate and cooperate with federal agents. So it's gone the other direction. But now you have alders like Brian Hopkins, Silvana Tabares, Ray Lopez, who we mentioned, that want to relook at this. And so they're absolutely going to launch an effort again. But because we mentioned it failed 39-11 in the past, it would be hard to see how it would get the support it would need to pass. And then Mayor Johnson likely would not be in support of this. He has been very clear on his support for the sanctuary city protections, although we have not heard from Mayor Johnson on this case. And we call
eerily quiet, and then absolutely would not support it as far as removing Chicago as a sanctuary city. That is insane to me. And I just want to know, do y'all actually rock with Brandon Johnson still? How much more do they have to show y'all they behind before y'all say, you know what? I'm tired of looking at a black a-hole. I would have said the word about a week and a half ago, but I'm not saying a word today. How much more do he have to show you his behind before you say, I don't want to see no more of your black butt? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Because they showing you they butt. They don't care. They ain't tripping. It ain't a big deal to them. They not making it a big deal. They not doing nothing. Nothing to help you, nothing to solve for anything in your community, nothing to add value into your life, nothing to make you feel safer inside of your neighborhoods, nothing that actually adds value into the community, but yet y'all keep on voting blue. You keep on holding them down. You keep on trying to sell me on identity politics. And for what? What do you get for it? I'm still asking the question over and over and over and over again. What do you get for voting the way that you vote based off of identity politics? Because think about what happened over in Dalton, Illinois, right? A much smaller city and on a smaller scale than Tiffany Henry, right? How is Dalton doing any better today than it was when she got out of office? You didn't remove her. You replaced. When y'all got Brandon Johnson, when you guys got Brandon Johnson as a mayor, you replaced Lori Lightfoot with something much worse than him. Y'all still doing the same thing over, and it's not just about Brandon Johnson. It's not just about J.B. Pritzker. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't matter who the person is, and you still voting the same way. You getting worse. You're getting worse. You're getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, bro. There is no accountability. There is no accountability. There is nothing that go along with that. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. When I was looking in the comments of the dude that played Reacher that was beating up on, shout out to Tony Esquire, that was beating up on his neighbor. I didn't necessarily have an objective of him, an objection of him beating up on the neighbor because I didn't know the full story. So I didn't comment on it yet because I didn't know the neighbor might have did something foul. You never know. The neighbor might have buzzed down his wife or something. I don't know. And when I was looking at the comments, they said that, hey, that's not Jack Reacher, that's Thad or something like that. I don't know. They say he was protecting his kid. I don't know. I gotta find the full story. Who you got? Tank or Tyrese in the new verses? March 27th. Tyrese. I'm always gonna go with Jody. Jody. I just think that Tyrese is. Look, man, I could never unsee Tank embracing the homosexual community, bro. That's all I'm saying. Some of the stuff that Tank has said has been so questionable that I'm just like, I just don't see Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he's an incredible talent. I think that he's a great performer, but it's just like, yo, Tank, why you say that, bro? Don't say that, Tank. Take it to Tank. Tank just said some crazy stuff, bro. And I was like, yo, Tank, you can't say that publicly. Even if that's what you do privately, you can't say that, Tank. Tank just said some crazy stuff. I just can't unsee it. Let me see something. All right, something else that I wanted to cover. Death tax, Brandon Johnson. ICE. Somebody told me to cover the cyber cab.
You don't really care about.
Hold on, let me pull this up.
You don't really care about the range. They're not even going to give. You can open up the trunk here too. See the cargo. So one thing I noted is that it's a massive button. The other crazy thing that we've noticed is up here.
Hey guys, quick one. We've noticed that over 1 million of you guys are watching every single month, but 7.
And we have Tesla's robotaxi. This is the cyber cab. This is the purpose-built vehicle for autonomy. I'm going to go inside of it, check it out, take you guys with me. Let's go. So I ran into my friend Josh West. You guys probably know him. Hopefully you follow his channel. If not, make sure you go check it out. But he's kind of the expert when it comes to robotaxi. You live here in Texas. You see him around. So he's going to go inside here with me and tell me everything we need to know. Whoa, these seats right away are more cushiony than I was expecting. I thought it would feel more just like my Model 3, Model Y seats, but it's a different sort of feel. They're very cushiony.
They're big.
No, it's so weird probably to sit in the driver's seat and not have any steering wheel whatsoever. And so the theory is this. This is what the theory is. The theory is that you will be able to build a cybercab empire. And Tesla is not just going to deploy these. Tesla is supposed to be selling these to people that essentially, I think, is trying to start a business, and they want to deploy these out into the wild by individual owners that want to build a fleet of cybercabs that exists in an area, and then you be able to build this business up. That's the whole, I believe that's the theory of what these cyber cabs are supposed to be. That you'll also be able to make money off of your regular Tesla vehicle, but these would be dedicated to autonomously picking sort of like a Wayfair, not a Wayfair, Waymo, Zoox, all of that stuff, and that you'll be able to buy these and deploy them in whatever your city is and make a bunch of money with a cyber cab fleet.
They're big.
Like look how far it comes back behind your knee. Like they're actually a very deep seat, almost sofa-esque.
Yes.
And it's kind of like loungy.
For sure.
And you don't have that bolstering like you do in your 3 or your Y, where you're kind of like locked in and sort of performance-y. This is much more like you're just gonna like relax and float down the road type of thing.
I like this. So you put your seatbelt on. You have cup holders over here.
And these are redesigned too. They were like super easy to clean out. So you see there's no ridges. This is like a one-piece molded thing. So you could easily wipe that out, you know, as far as spillage and cleanup. Same with the seats. You notice there's no holes like in your Model Y.
Yeah.
In the actual fabric, so that you can't get, you know, food and stuff caught in there.
Yeah.
So easy to clean.
It definitely feels like more like a pleather.
Yeah.
They don't feel as premium as like your Tesla Model Y or your 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cheaper material, but it cleans very easily. Very, very comfortable though. Let's see up here.
Yeah, so it's all fabric and very well padded.
So a lot of people would then first ask the question and say, well, once you look past the profitability of it, because it's not like you're just going to buy it and that's the end of it, right? You still got to deal with people. One of the reasons why I'm very, very, very careful about anything related to dealing with people, as far as like a brick and mortar store, a physical product, creating a rental fleet. I got into a black truck in LA and the guy was telling me like, man, I own this truck and then I got this truck and I got another driver or whatever. I remember when people used to ask me, man, can I buy a fleet of trucks, or what do you think on certain coaching calls? And I would say, And so we would weigh the pros and the cons. And one of the things that I always came back to was, it's so difficult dealing with people, man. Whether you hiring them to do something or whether or not you got to deal with people on the front facing in, right? So I would always push people and encourage people to get into a business or to start a business where you offer a service or a product that you can scale a lot more easily than having to buy something physical. Because my first question that I would get into is, so basically the owner operator would have to maintain the vehicles. That means you got to clean them out every night. If they get a flat tire, you got to change the flat tire. You got to fix the window. If they break a window, if they tear it up, if they spit in it, if somebody throw up in it at night, you got to take care of all of that. So number one, it's not going to be a completely hands-off process. All right. And that's assuming that all of the software is continuously getting up to date and that you have all of the permits, because you know the city is going to tax you in order to have a whole fleet. They're going to charge you some money to have a fleet. So the barriers to entry is still going to be up there, right? And then on top of that, you're also going to have to deal with the additional maintenance issues. And so that's why I think that Tesla is more interested in selling them to people that want to create a fleet than they are about actually deploying the fleet themselves, because it is going to be physically intense to charge them every night. You know, you got to deal with all of the foolishness and the nonsense and all of that type of stuff. How are you going to get paid? How can you scale it? You're going to have a place to store all of these cyber vehicles. And so it's a lot that goes into it, just right off the top of my head, just looking at it from a fleet perspective. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make money, but what I am saying is, you know, because are you going to be able to pick and choose the prices that you charge people? It's still a lot of questions. Insurance, right? Insuring it. How many people? And then you got to also think about competition. Because if you deploy these, will you have to deploy them in areas where there's not as much competition? I would imagine a place like New York City, or any major city for that matter, is going to be intense competition. So you probably going to have to deploy them in places where there's not as much competition so that you can actually make a profit. So I'm not looking at this and saying, oh man, this is just a great opportunity, I can't wait to get one. I'm looking at all of it from a business lens and a business perspective. Could it be a good opportunity? Absolutely, 100%. I just don't believe in being the first one through the door. I want you to proof it out, and then I'm going to build off of and solve for the problems and try to streamline it to make it easier for me if I was the person to get into it behind you. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of questions that come along with this.
Yeah, as you're saying that, I'm thinking, oh shoot, like if you really pull on it, it's the manual emergency release.
So that only pulls up. And that's also the manual release button. That's going to be the new release that you're going to see in all the Teslas across the board. So I know that's been a big issue for people, is how they get in and out if they lost power to their vehicles. Well, that's basically what we're going to start seeing around the board. So I wanted to talk to you guys about charging, because that is something that a lot of people are wondering about. When CyberCab first came out, we talked about how it would just go charge itself. We're not quite there yet. So this one actually has a manual charger on it.
So I'll open it up here. So all you're going to do is just press on the top and it opens up. It's all weather sealed. And of course it's Tesla's supercharger plug. So it can charge literally at any supercharger. And I think this is going to be like a sort of a supplement or a redundancy to the wireless charging system. So if you look underneath the vehicle, you'll see that there's like a kind of a dip just behind the rear axle. And I believe in around that area is where they'll have the wireless charger type of unit. You can almost see it kind of scoop in on the inside of the wheels there. And I think that's what we're going to see. My understanding is that supercharger sites are going to get a couple of wireless spots and a couple of corded spots. And so this will just come and use the wireless. And then in a pinch, it'll use this.
Is wireless the way they're going to go with the rest of the vehicles? Have you talked to anyone that said anything about that? Like, as we move forward, and we want all of our vehicles to essentially possibly have the ability to become a robo-taxi. Do you think that that's something that they'll bring to the Model Y, they'll bring to all the lineup of vehicles?
I'm a little contrarian in my thinking, because the more I've studied CyberCab, the more I think this might be the only Tesla that goes out and does its own thing. It has to be maybe purpose-built. Maybe our vehicles are going to be semi, kind of halfway. I don't know. We're going to see. There might be a retrofit kit. We could see that, but we can open up the trunk here.
The one thing that I do look at, and I'm not going to talk about this extensively, but I see there being a bigger disruption in Uber and Lyft and the gig economy. Whether you're talking about people going back and forth, Uber drivers, gig workers, maybe delivery. I see in the future that people are probably going to be able to buy all kinds of things to get into the entrepreneurial world. And we're going to evolve to become more of maintenance, creating a job for ourselves and startup money, right? More than we are going to be workers and employees. And we're going to lean more into being contractors, because I see those industries being more disrupted than ever before. Because, now that you're having more autonomous people and people willing to try out Waymo and these cyber cabs and all of this stuff, I think that there's going to just be more disruption. So the real question that I'm asking myself as I'm watching this video is, who's going to be disrupted? Not necessarily whether or not I can make money from this, because you have to make sure that you realign your portfolio to reflect the risk, right? Disruption is a crazy thing.
Here too. Oh. You can see the cargo. So one thing I noted is that it's a massive button. Very clear, illuminated
We'll
button.
talk about it in
that
stock
rear
club.
hatch.
We'll do another.
And then it's all
Huge back
heavy
here
duty
too.
ABS type of material.
It is, and it's big. Like, you could fit 4 suitcases back here, some golf clubs, a lot back
The
here.
one thing I was surprised is that there's no drain plug. So it's all sloped. The lowest point is back here. You can see it kind of built. So any water would pool right here, but there's no drain plug. So that's kind of interesting.
I would love an option where maybe this is a little bit smaller and there is at least one seat back here, or an open area that you could put like a pet. Like if you had a crate, you wanted to put like your dog back here, that would be kind of nice. Again, you do have a lot of storage inside when you're sitting there in the feet area, because there's no, nobody's driving. So you have all that extra space right up front. But this is big. It's kind of nice to see this. And you just open and close it right here. There we go. And that's very rubberized feel too.
Mm-hmm. I believe these are the reverse lights. I think. I'm quite sure they are, actually.
Looks like that's what
Or auxiliary brake lights, one of the two.
I think it's really cool to see it with the robo-taxing badge on there.
Oh, reverse lights are here. These must be brake lights. Those are high. Yeah, that's the third brake light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have obviously the cameras back here. Seeing it with the robo-taxi stickers on it right now, I think a lot of businesses could essentially buy this and put their own badging on it, kind of like what we've seen a lot with Cybertruck as well, where people want to advertise for their businesses. I think Cybercab could be a vehicle like that as well, that we have driving around the city, kind of like a moving advertisement.
We don't have a back window, so this is actually a huge canvas for people looking down from apartments to wrap that whole thing as they're cruising around the streets.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be such a giant change, I would say, in the next 5 years. How we imagine things right now is going to be so different. And there's going to be things that come up that are so different that you can't even conceptualize right now. So we're kind of on that cusp of this huge change in automotive, not just automotive, AI in general, how we view life, the world. And this is really just the start of all that. So I haven't seen this version of it up close and
So yeah, I think it's an interesting thing, man. I think that just the industry and times are changing to where you're going to have to evolve with the times, or you're going to have to get left behind. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. Woo! How many subjects did we cover? I think we covered like 6 or 7 subjects. I need to go and check on a property. That's what I need to do. I need to go and check on some construction. Uber just invested in Rivian R2s too for robo-taxis. Yeah. I get on it. This is on summer, or ON summer, ON summer, ON older N-word summer. Summer Roots Picnic, J Tour, Ross Tour, JBP Live Tour. We up. I'm only 33, but I have an old soul. Yeah, it's going to be fun this year. It's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to the summertime. I already got my Challenger out. I already got my ON car out. Hold on, let me go get the key. Let me show you. I'll put up the nav. I already got my ON car out. So that's what we riding right now. We all gas, no brakes. That's the super charger whine. Oh man. ON, you like that, Fi Brown? Fi Brown would like something like that. I don't even know, bro. Do you know I've never used the black key for this car? I've never used the black key. I've only had the red key. Every time I drive this car, I'm red keyed out, bro. Oh, I'm ending the summer in Detroit. Summer in Detroit is over. Give me 2 months. 2 months. Summer in Detroit is over. I'm coming through. I'm shutting everything down. Everything is going down. I'm going to run this city this year. Yeah. Yeah. We on the lodge with it? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. No. You talking about the old heads, just Christian Black. This is a new old head time. We still young old heads. So we still like fast cars. We don't do gold wings, bro. We do sport bikes. We do V-Rods. We do Hellcats. We do Impalas. We throw back to the 90s and the 2000s. We new old heads. We done with the gold wings. We done with gold wings. We not on that no more. That time is up. Them old heads, they aged out. Go ahead and get them some prune juice. Make sure that they got their diuretic, that they get their fluids and their liquids out. Now we different. We going to the gym now. We drinking our recharge cold pressed beet juice along with orange and ginger. We doing things different. We different. We senior citizens. Yeah. We senior citizens. We not doing none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? We done with these old dudes. We done with the boomers. Put them out the pasture, let them hang out, put them on the porch, let them get some sun, and we out of there. You know what I'm saying? Facts. LS Chevy Motors, sport bikes, bad women, ladies. Got to keep us a fleet on us, and I'm not talking about cars. Hey, listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all tonight on After Hours. Peace.